Okay, so it is January 24th. Today is Friday. Friday. Sorry, going 100 miles per hour. Friday, 24th January 2020. Today's big topic is going to be LAC DMH, Los Angeles County Department of Health. Sorry, I still got bronchitis in my voice, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so first, Brittany noticed my shirt. That was the first thing.
Yes, I did.
Now, we were getting into a topic which ignited the prosecution and courts to say that I'm committing a probation violation with Brittany by videoing this and talking about what they're doing to my life because they want me to get help, which is impossible because there's no pill be hunted and killed by the judicial system with worldwide support pill or government pill. This isn't a movie. This is not Matrix. There's no green or red pill. I'm not Morpheus. I'm not Neo. I'm Kevin Perlman. Despite the little cryptic messages they're trying to send me with movies and things to make me look like a violent paranoid schizo. This is reality. And reality is the only way to fix a situation where someone wants you dead and gone is to figure out how to stop that situation where they're trying to make it look like I'm a murderer and things like this, right? Okay. So hence Stinsy's lies with Starbucks with coordinated with Starbucks that Kevin supposedly threatened to kill all Starbucks customers, which we have video. We have the police reports and we have the video.
And in court, you were found not guilty of that.
They didn't even go to...
Well, before this most recent court date? I thought that was...
No. It was... The report was written.
Okay.
The prosecutor, Corinne T. Phelps, didn't file the report.
Okay.
Because there was nothing there.
Exactly.
You know she would have filed the report if something was there.
If she could twist
Then they said, well, we think we might file it because under the broad category of public nuisance.
Oh, my
Well,
God.
wait a minute. I was only in there for less than a minute. Let's say a couple minutes.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Walked in, was harassed by them, bought a coffee, got it on video, talked into my camera. Yeah, you see, there you go. Once again, this is what they're doing. Left. There's no public nuisance
Not
except
at all.
being done to me. They realized that they were on video at something like 10, let's say 6 coffee shops in 2 days and about 5 other public locations like restaurants, all doing the man tactic and the other tactics and the cars and twos in parking lots, which still needs to be edited. It's just too time consuming.
Oh, yeah.
And they said, shit, he has proof of our murder operations on video. Hands Dincy contacting FBI, even though I'd already called FBI like 100 times, exposing him, saying Kevin's threatening to kill all Starbucks customers because we not only want to make him look like he violated probation, but he's the next Vegas shooter, just like he has shit like that on his website and about putting people in mental institutions.
Right.
Because they could become the next Vegas shooter. Okay, so anyway,
Ridiculous, yeah.
long story short, these Starbucks things have been going on since 2001. Who knows? Kevin masturbated in the bathroom. Kevin's starting fights with people that are starting fights with me. I mean, literally, one guy came up to me and started screaming at the top of his lungs, and they wrote, "We don't want Kevin here because he's starting fights with people."
Wait, which guy? Starbucks?
This is a whole different thing. Like, remember the gay guy that came up to me on video saying,
Sign this?
Sign this. It's all. It's in there that I'm doing all these things, and they're doing it to me.
Yeah.
And then I'm not allowed to have the paperwork. Only if I sign it.
No, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, okay.
And you were doing nothing.
Correct. Which sparks John Paul Naranjo 2 or 3 years later punching me in the head when I actually comes back at me 3 years later. We don't want you here and blah, blah, blah.
It's ridiculous.
Okay, so...
Yeah, that video was ridiculous. I saw the one of him handing you the paper saying sign this.
Yeah, and you'll notice there's a gay guy, and the reason he's gay is he links to them sending a gay guy into my house at University of Colorado and hunting me down with the gay community for not asking a gay guy out.
Oh my gosh.
So gay people worldwide want me dead with my family because I did not ask out a gay guy. Does that make any sense?
No.
Okay, I can understand that some huffy, spoiled brat gay guy didn't get his way and a couple of people are mad at me, but worldwide?
No.
I mean, it's either people know me or they don't know me.
Right. Exactly.
It's not you're somewhere in the middle of this
No.
you better be 10 times more responsible than Donald Trump thing.
Right.
And nobody knows you. Okay, so with Mike Huntley's words, you had better live a careful life. Okay, so
That's ridiculous.
yeah. Okay, so because there's no room for dialogue or negotiation or even a what did I do and let's
Right.
no I didn't and who said this, and there's no argument, debate on any level for anything ever. It's just you're a bad person, need to die.
Right.
And the only people that walk around like that are zero unless they're God
Right.
or Santa Claus. Those are the only two people I know that say, are you a good or bad person?
This
Right?
Is true. Yeah. Santa Claus, that's true.
Santa Claus or God. That's the only two people.
Right.
Okay, so, anyways, so I make shirts. Oh, that's right. Sorry. Back to the point. The reason Kareen T. Phillips got so mad is we started talking about the topic of, okay, now let's have videos about how I exposed these illegal operations and what's going on.
Right. Out in the world.
Out in the world, being done to me. Boom! We think that this therapy is a probation violation.
Which is ridiculous.
They never actually held anything in regards to... They had a probation violation hearing, but they went in the back room, and I think they decided it would probably be a bad idea. They did, however, say that everything I did with Brittany didn't count, but they didn't necessarily... They did punish me, but they didn't give me jail time, or they're saying, okay, now you have to do it over with an LAC DMH therapist to try to cover up. Now, we talked last week or Monday how Kareen T. Phillips has committed a crime, especially according to the Bar Association.
Right.
Okay. By saying we don't like Brittany because of her style or because of the clothing she wears.
Right.
The same thing as me, right? Okay, so to make a super long story short, I make shirts, or I used to make a lot of shirts, that sort of spit back in their face with their worldwide mobbings because they've sort of taken away my voice.
Absolutely.
So I make jokes out of it. I sort of make the negative into a positive.
Yeah.
And then they get really mad. So now it's look what he's doing to us. Anyways.
Right.
Brittany, okay, so
I know, that's the first thing I noticed. Opus Dei, Decoding God's Work, sponsored by Starbucks. Drink our coffee and confess your sins.
Right, okay, so...
Thumbs up.
Right, I mean, Brittany got it instantly because if I walk into a Starbucks or any other coffee shop or place, they're sitting there hinting that you committed a crime. Example, Starbucks employee in 2001, Garrett, states, it's your transgressions.
The fuck?
Okay, now it's vague like everything else.
Right.
I go in the 14 times I go in the bathroom, they turn the lights off on me. Then they go down to Malibu in a Starbucks, they keep turning the lights off on me. Then they make up lies that it's a timer.
But it would be motion sensor timer or something, wouldn't it?
It's not the timer because I've been there for 10 years prior, and it never did that. It just happens with me.
It's bullshit.
It's the breaker switch in the back.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
And then I might walk up. Oh, hey, I must be masturbating in the bathroom. Oh, hey, everyone see he confessed to it.
That's ridiculous.
Right? And then they go, well, how do you know what we're doing? Well, I know what you're doing because you have stranger after stranger try to get these confessions, right?
And how would they know what you're doing in the bathroom in the first place?
Correct. I mean, before that, we had a guy at Coffee Bean in the same Gateway Plaza in Topanga, a Coffee Bean employee whose name was Kevin, just like mine, and he said, we caught you masturbating in the bathroom or something like this.
Like how?
That's and I'm like, so you caught me? So then I made a shirt we talked about the spy.
Yeah.
Okay, so anyways, but then they get mad. Like, you can't go around advertising bad things about Starbucks. Well, yeah, you know what? If they have the freedoms to defame my name, libel, slander, smears worldwide instantly within minutes.
And your privacy.
Correct.
You know what I mean?
And my privacy.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying I didn't, first of all, not that it would really matter because nobody would really care, but I didn't masturbate in the bathroom. Right. But nobody would care or know if I did, right?
No, there's no way.
Okay, so the point is that they're creating situations because out of hate. Yeah. Okay, so
right, it's like,
so I'm sort of
That's the weirdest.
I'm getting a little sidetracked, but
Sorry.
what I'm saying is,
No, you're good.
is that I'm sort of using their system against them, and that's what really pissed off. That's why this is so huge now worldwide. I use their system against them.
By telling the truth.
Not only telling the truth, but like
Exposing, like what.
whatever, whether it's jokes like this. Listen, nobody knows you, but
Right.
everyone knows you. So you make a shirt stating the truth. And it's not really directly said, but if you look at the shirt, you can go,
You get the
Starbucks are a bunch of fucking assholes because they made up the lie that Kevin did this and Kevin did that and Kevin did the other thing. So now it talks about coerced or hints about coerced false confessions.
Right.
Okay, so we're back to Kevin. How did you expose these operations? Well, I'm using their own system against them
Yeah.
because their entire power control structure is you're crazy and you're imagining it and you don't talk and shut up and take your meds and do what we tell you.
Right.
So you can actually use that in the reverse. Okay, great. Nobody knows me. Fine, I'll be a complete
Then I can
crazy
do whatever
man,
I-
right?
Yeah, exactly. I do whatever I want then in that case.
Yeah, I mean within
reason.
legal, but
Well, yeah, and you're
I think it's more like instead of me being in an office building micromanage,
right.
I'm out putting on fro wigs or
Yeah,
walking
yeah.
around with handcuffs on or making LA
love
County
that.
jail
That's so
shirts to joke around about the situation. Whatever. It takes away their power,
Yeah.
and then they get. What happens to a tyrant when you take away their power?
They get pissed.
Correct. And what do they do?
Retaliate. Or
And
try
they
to.
expose themselves, right?
Totally.
Okay, so everything you're seeing with the cars and twos backwards
They keep exposing themselves.
are them exposing themselves out of anger
Yeah.
by trying to
reacting.
contain a situation that's uncontainable,
Exactly.
right? If you don't want forest fires, don't keep throwing fucking matches on the ground.
Right. Exactly. Then stop lighting shit on fire.
Yeah.
So
You can't
It's-
contain it.
no. And once it's going, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's interesting. They're reacting, and they've been trying this whole time to get you to react by provoking you, but they're the ones reacting when you're just like exposing the truth.
Correct.
You know
It's
what I
this
mean?
vicious cycle, but it's not a cycle that I can bow down out of
No.
because there's over 4 billion people on the planet, 100,000 to a million attacks per day.
Right.
And so it's like, how do I go out and live my life and take down my website and this
Right.
if they're not going to stop? It's not something you could even possibly ask of someone and expect.
no way.
Yeah, it's like if someone punches you in the face every 10 minutes for the rest of your life and say, just ignore it.
Just take it. It's fine. Nothing's happening.
It doesn't matter if you try to take it or not, you're going to beat the shit out of the guy eventually, right?
Yes. Absolutely.
Yeah.
You're gonna get away from that situation.
Yeah.
However you can.
Yeah.
Sure. You're gonna react.
Sure, but and then there's like, well, Kevin moved to an island, or what did Seymour say here? Go to the forest or something. It's like
What did he?
he was
Somewhere,
he was trying to
yeah.
banish me. He was trying to excommunicate me from the planet. And it's like, and I've had this conversation with many people. Go to the frickin' forest. Oh well, how would I eat? Should I
Right.
hunt and gather? I would last 7 days before I die, right?
Should I hunting gather? Right.
Okay,
Oh
so
my
it's
goodness.
like they're just rid the guy of the world. Okay, so anyways, we get a little sidetracked. Point is, that's why these shirts. Now I come up with all sorts of funny, fun, witty shirts,
You
which I'd
do.
actually like to sell that aren't related, but you can't really get past this aspect until it's stopped to sort of move on. And the whole scam of like, what is it like? Try to work through the storm or something. I don't remember the saying.
Like
Don't
try to
wait for
dance
the
in-
storm to
pass,
end,
dance
to
in the rain,
pass.
something like that.
Well, this isn't one of those types of storms, okay? This isn't a rainy day,
Right.
This is like a hurricane where little shards are flying through the air going through you. And if you've ever seen
Exactly.
pictures of hurricanes or tornadoes, you
Oh,
see little
awful.
pieces of straw stuck in a light pole or in a
Exactly.
wood
Terrifying,
light
yeah.
pole, and that little thing would go right through you and kill you instantly, right?
Exactly.
Okay, so now on this note, coming out of my house to come here, not only did we have 3 white Priuses together, 2 black Priuses together, or 1 black and blue Prius together, and 2 VWs together, right across from my car, which has been going on over 20 years every day of my life, which I get endless photos and videos of. But one girl was walking her dog by my car, and the shirt said antisocial social club or something like that.
What?
Okay,
Antisocial social club. Okay.
correct. Now that's funny.
I get it. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, now it's a good shirt. It's a cool shirt. Kind of, sort of good for her, except where did that come from?
I don't know.
You don't? 1996, Kevin Perlman, IRC, internet related chat.
Yeah.
Through all the weird shit I went through on IRC, all the people sent after me that I didn't know were sent after me.
Right.
Everyone did all these dangle the carrot games like someday we'll meet, someday this, someday that.
Right.
And so I used to make jokes with people. This is a small channel, like a channel of Colorado channel of 30, California channel of 40, who knows.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't the world.
Right.
Some of my jokes with people were pick and runs. People that ask you for your picture and then take off.
Oh,
like, I'm not
really?
interested in you.
I've never experienced that.
So my joke was, yeah, you gotta watch out for these pick and run people.
Oh my gosh.
Right,
Yeah.
but more importantly, I used to make all sorts of jokes. Yeah, people on IRC are all antisocial social people
Oh, I see.
because they're
yeah.
sitting in their house and they
Yes.
want to meet people.
Right.
Now, IRC wasn't all computer. I went to IRC parties met people. Okay,
Yeah.
it wasn't just virtual. It was
Right.
actually, this is a platform like a dating site, and then
To
you
meet
start
people. Yeah.
meeting them in public.
Yeah.
You know,
That's like one
and
of
some
the
work out and
first
some don't.
dating sites, it seems like.
Well,
Is
it's
it?
just, it was the early days of the internet before
Yeah.
dating sites, and it actually was pretty unhealthy because you had a lot of paranoid people. You had a lot of the psychotic murderers that were actually all approached saying, go after Kevin. You had the people that just talked, but they didn't want to meet. Those were the antisocial social people.
Yeah.
And so you're just like, why do you spend all your time talking, but you never want to meet? You never actually want. And then, of course, they turn around on me. So this is where these people like Julia Sophia was sent after me. You're not allowed to know who I am. You're not allowed to see my pictures. You're not allowed to hear me on the phone. But meet me down in Sunset at the Rainbow.
Yeah, that's
Oh, you didn't
right.
show up. I'm going to kill you. With worldwide support. You're a troll. You did this. You wasted my time.
How would you even know what she looked like if she's unwilling to like show any?
Okay, would you meet some person that
No.
said you can have 0
No,
and then meet me in a public place? You'd be fucking probably
No.
mugged or something,
I
right?
would not trust that at all.
Yeah, you can't
No
can't
way.
show me a little bit, just enough to
Something
show
know
that
a real
you're
human.
you're legit, right?
Exactly.
You're not some guy named Rody Morales with an Adam's apple, and it was Rody Morales working with LAPD. It turned out. They
Then you
tried to
didn't
plant
know.
a trash bag full of marijuana in my house with the LAPD, right? So.
Right.
Yeah, so I was like usual, I was right. Okay, so I'm getting totally
Yeah, I
sidetracked.
wouldn't have. Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna blast. I wrote a few notes about LAC DMH here,
Yeah. Okay.
and they're pretty long, and I know how slow we usually. So I'm just gonna blast out this shit. Hopefully, I'll do it really fast and short answers,
Okay.
but you can answer.
Okay.
So let me just start here. Okay. When putting me back in jail an hour after leaving my house, they shut down some of my servers. Okay,
Your computers and everything at home.
just on the internet.
Oh shit! Like your website? and
Correct,
stuff?
my web servers.
How?
Okay, now remember the conversation with my well. Listen, NSA has tools to do whatever. Right now, they can track your cell phone. They can turn the audio on your cell phone. They
Yeah.
can turn on your GPS, and probably
So
even when
weird.
your cell phone's off,
They can still
they can
track
still
you
track you and shit like that. Okay.
I've heard of it.
It is more
Scary.
common than you would think. I have audio recordings from the police scanners telling them to illegally turn on track people's
way.
cell phones. There's
gosh.
been news
Yeah.
things about police thinking they're God and can break laws to
Right.
go after people. Okay, so that's the police. The NSA level is a whole
Yeah.
different story. Everything's data mined right off of it.
Right.
Okay, so Brittany, why do you think they wanted an hour after leaving my house and going to that courtroom to shut down my servers?
So you couldn't expose the truth, and while you're locked up or whatever.
Yeah, and what specifically can you make this comment simple?
Oh, sorry. I'm trying to think about.
I mean,
was
yeah, I know
thinking
you're
of
right. Yeah, but
What specifically did they want to shut down?
okay, they put Kevin in a cage.
Right.
They finally get Kevin in the cage for a full sentence.
So they're gonna like remove all the evidence that you had posted up there.
Proof of my innocence, correct?
Right.
Okay, KevinPerlmanTarget.com.
They're taking away
The
your proof of
downloadable data directories of
Oh,
unedited
that's
things,
what was-
everything.
Oh my god.
Everything. The voice. You have no First Amendment freedom of speech.
That was what was shut down, your whole entire website, the Kevin Perlman.
That's what they tried to do.
Okay. Okay.
That was their intentions.
Okay.
But guess what?
You have safe.
Kevin has planned out for these contingencies with redundancy, load balancing, clustering, which means your
wow.
website gets bounced from
Okay.
server to server or
So
across.
that's really cool.
So they said that they shut down the main servers, but they didn't get the website down.
Good.
Okay.
Yeah, that's really
You
cool.
understand?
You're very smart to like. You're like all these loopholes.
Well, I mean,
You
they're
have to, though.
predictable.
Right.
They're predictable. Okay, now remember my mom's conversation right before, like a month before, going to the probation violation hearing
Yeah.
that I should take down
Yeah, the website.
everything. Because I'm going into a probation violation hearing, and I said, are you fucking insane?
Right.
This is the only evidence of proof of my innocence.
Yeah.
And I'm going into a courtroom, and they're trying to fucking rail me every direction to silence me and rid me of the world, and starting at 5 years old. And the only person here, Brittany, who has enough balls to fucking say it how it is and witness it, shouldn't be on the internet saying Kevin's innocent.
Right.
Why would my, sorry mom if you're listening to this, but shouldn't your best interest be me out of jail?
Absolutely. Yeah,
Right? And my innocence?
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, so,
I don't. What was she? I forget what she said. Her reasoning. For
well,
that.
their reasoning is by having things online, they can get, the prosecutor's going to dig through everything I put online, which we've seen. She goes through, she spends they were even, I was even writing on the beds and the walls, KevinPerlmanTarget.com with all the other
Yeah.
graffiti, and they were starting to get pissed about that one too, right?
Really?
Yeah, like,
Well,
okay, listen. Wait, what did you just ask? Why?
her,
Oh,
I forgot
her
what-
reasoning is that the prosecution could get something to use against me to put me in jail.
they tried
But they're
to
already
do that
coming
for a
after me
while.
with everything known to man, and the only thing on my website is the truth. And nothing illegal, just the truth. Look, they're
Never
lying.
anything illegal.
Brittany's witnessing it. I have video of people attacking me. And I have like 0.0001% edited in that
Yeah,
form.
that's so much.
And it shouldn't be online because they're gonna hunt me down to exterminate me no matter what.
Right, exactly.
So there might be a counter voice, which was what the judicial system was meant
Yeah.
in the beginning to be, a keep people safe from corruption and corrupt cops and things like that, or
Exactly.
corrupt families or cops or whatever. And
Protect.
she wants anything truthful
Take them
to
down.
disappear. Like, hey, it's just camp and it's a social club
Yeah, no.
Right.
Not at
with
all.
convictions that destroy your life and things like that, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's the truth is out there. That's like you said, they took away your voice, like your literal voice.
Yeah.
Like, and so this is the truth. This is the only defense that you have.
Correct.
And like the shirts too.
Yeah,
Which I love.
and that's a joking way of the
Yeah.
First Amendment.
Absolutely.
And I have some more aggressive ones, like they Rodney Kinged me for 42 years with the picture of the police bashing someone's skull in,
oh
which
my
is.
God, I've not.
Yeah, I
seen that.
had it one day in the car or whatever, but
Did
we were
you?
going a million miles
Okay.
per hour. And they really don't like that one, but
I
you
bet
know,
not.
I mean, the truth's the truth.
Yeah.
I mean, one guy in jail is sitting there. He's like, "Look, I like, how would you like to be fucking Rodney King for 42 years, or this and that, blah blah, by the police and this and that?" And he's like, "Yeah, whatever, blah blah blah. You know, you're a crybaby, and you need to just go after and kill your father and this and that." And I'm like, oh, so what you're saying is that Rodney King deserved to have his
Right.
skull
No.
bashed in, and because the guy was black, he
Mm-hmm.
flipped his fucking lid and started like screaming in the cell.
Oh, shit.
And I said, "Oh wait, now that it's a black guy, it's a different story. Now it's not okay, right?" So I made my point in front of everyone with this
What
guy,
did he
right?
say? Or did he just freak out?
He's like, "You better not fucking say this and that." He's like, "I can fuck." And I'm like, "Well, dude, I just wanted to reverse the situation with a white guy, you know. And
Mm-hmm.
when it's a white guy, you don't seem to think it matters, but if it's a black guy, it matters, right?"
Right. Yeah, and he spazzed.
Yeah, he just flipped his fucking. His name was Wendell, and then he was hinting about Training Day, the movie, and then every
Oh.
other cell after being taken to LA County and Wayside people were talking. All the black guys were talking to each other, going "my nigger, my nigger, my nigger." Well, that's a line
Oh,
in the movie
like that
Training
movie
Day when he sort of
with Denzel and
he frames Hoyt. Yeah, Denzel Washington frames Hoyt, and he keeps going, "My nigger, smoke this weed, my nigger," right?
with what's the other guy's name?
I don't know the actor's name.
Oh, Kevin. No, not
No.
Kevin Bacon. Oh my God, Ethan Hawke. Ethan. Crap, it's gonna drive me crazy. I think
Yeah.
it's Ethan Hawke, isn't it?
I don't know his name. I just say
Sorry, go ahead.
Officer Hoyt.
Wait.
Okay, so now you know what I'm just gonna fly through this.
Perfect.
Okay, so putting me back in jail, leaving my house, they shut down some of my servers. Obviously, they didn't want the voice. They thought they would get Kevin Perlman target offline when getting me in jail. They failed. In the grand scheme of things, it probably doesn't matter, but the message is out there to the world, even though if people don't want to admit it. Also had my truck in there. Oh, this is more a little comical. I parked my truck, KevinPerlmanTarget.com, on the truck
Yeah.
in the court parking, and then they arrested me. This time 23 days for the 90 day,
Right.
using 23 to hint about my jokes about 23. But sitting in the court parking lot that people come into the courthouse every day is a car with KevinPerlmanTarget.com.
Right.
Okay, so
There it
they're
is.
their own worst fucking enemies.
Yeah. Because
Right.
it was sitting there for 23. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so that's just, I guess it's kind of a little more comical than anything, whatever.
Yeah,
But-
ironic. Is that
ironic, yeah, that's a good word. Okay, back, okay, to LACDMH.
Right.
What is, Brittany, what is LACDMH Network of Healthcare Providers?
What is it? What does it mean?
Los Angeles County Department of Health. What is it?
Of mental health, yeah, Department of Mental Health. It is exactly that. It's like through the state providers. So you can get that
Or is it state or LA County?
LA County.
County.
You're right.
It's
Sorry,
county
state,
level.
State resourced, I guess. Is what
Yeah,
they
it's a
call
state,
it.
it's a government resource.
Yeah, and
Government
so
entity.
they provide therapy for those like maybe who can't afford the mental health services on their own and stuff.
Is that, do you think that that's the reason? You think maybe it's about making money off people or something?
I don't know.
But that's really, I shouldn't
don't
ask that
know.
question. But in the grand scheme of things,
They're mental health care providers.
okay, so
the
what
same
they
thing.
are is a list, like an insurance company.
Yeah.
If you get in a
providers
car
this
accident,
network.
you can go to any of our car repair shops that are on our list.
Yeah, it's in this
Correct?
network. Exactly.
It's a network.
Yeah.
Now, does LACDMH have any mental illness facilities, kind of like Arkham
I
in
don't-
Batman or Arkham Mental Institution?
Not that I'm aware of. I don't think so.
Okay,
at all.
and
I
I'm
think
pretty-
They work with people or work with certain facilities, but I don't think they have.
So
their
they're just
facility.
a
network of
network organization
Exactly.
through
LA
the government,
Yeah.
through LA County, to organize a group of psychiatrists,
Mm-hmm.
psychologists, therapists, LMFTs.
Yeah. It's not.
Okay.
Yeah. It's not a facility. per
Okay,
se.
now
Yeah.
Brittany, you're not on that list, correct?
Correct.
Okay. What makes LACDMH Provider Network better than you?
I don't know. I just thought.
Remember,
I,
you're being debunked by
Oh, I know.
Corinne T.
There's-
Phillips saying
I know.
that you're a fraud, you don't know what you're doing,
I know.
you don't have a psychology degree. You have quite a bit. What are your? You have a whole bunch of things on your website. Who you network with in the psychology community? I mean, you've had
insurance?
HBO interviews, right?
Yeah, I mean, I've networked with a lot of people, like the Health and Healing Network and stuff like that, and did all those
And
things. I have a-
facilities, check-in
Oh,
facilities.
so many facilities. Yeah, like
Okay.
lockdown facilities, like other facilities, treatment centers, like for anything, substances, whatever else, eating disorders. Like I worked with all types of people. I'm a licensed therapist. Yeah, I should have said that.
But yet, everyone in the LAC DMH are qualified good people,
Mhm.
and you are not. I mean, do you have anything to say about that?
No, I mean,
What makes them better?
Nothing. The only reason that, like, you choose to be an LADMH therapist, right?
Uh-huh.
Like, you could work for them. I didn't want to. Like, so I didn't go that
So you
route.
actually turned them down, or?
No, I just didn't pursue that because I didn't want to be because they have a bunch of rules and like all these things, like paperwork has to be a certain blah 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 whatever.
And does that affect your private sessions or just?
It's just a lot. I didn't want somebody else to like tell me exactly how to be a therapist, basically.
You didn't want a Adolf Hitler Nazi organization type of thing to dictate your life and tell you how everything has to be
Yeah.
in their perfect little delusional world. Is that what you're kind of saying, or am I dramatizing that a little too much?
No, your point is correct. Absolutely, I wanted the freedom to like work how I
To be
wanted
you.
Yeah, exactly.
Be a person.
Yeah.
Now, do you feel, I'm totally off the paper now, do you feel that you've done something wrong by doing your own style and helping
Not at
people?
all. No.
Okay, that's great. I think that's
Not
great.
at all.
I have been banished, excommunicated from the world because people don't like my style
Your
of green screen
individuality.
photography with 3D animation, which is absurd to me because
You're doing nothing
it's in every
wrong.
movie we see
Yeah.
that's produced.
Right. It doesn't. Make
But
any
it
sense.
has its own context,
Mhm.
which makes it sellable.
Yeah.
And I've been shunned by communities working with Aubrey Fisher, like ModelMayhem.com, who keep banning my profiles and don't want any of my work on their websites because they don't want the truth that I'm not fraudulent and
You
that my
do,
artwork
like-
does exist, just like them trying to shut down Kevin Perlman
Yeah.
Target.
I've seen like some of your artwork. It's incredible. Like it's just ridiculous.
Have you seen,
that
like,
they
have you
would-
been to Kevin Perlman Photography or anything?
Yeah, I looked
Okay.
like on your website at that website.
So, like,
link
the
and
studio, it's
everything.
not just with women, but the studio.
It's different things. It's not just like.
I mean, how would you classify those photo shoots? I mean, does it look like
I was
I'm trying
gonna
to
say awesome.
Does it look like I'm trying to meet women?
No.
Okay,
It's
on these 100-hour to 200-hour per picture projects. Okay, so
no. You take your time. It's like you're very. No, it's.
so
great.
what is, just give me a broad, not something more than awesome. Like, I mean, how do you? Here, let's pull up a picture. Even though I'm getting sidetracked.
Well, I know very creative, detail oriented. It's very professional. It's not like. It's beautiful. There's absolutely
okay,
nothing
but-
wrong with your photography or your style or whatever. It's just ridiculous.
When I say style, I'm actually talking about the photo shoots with women, but
I've seen, yeah. I've
because that's
seen
what they were
those.
mad at me about.
Which is
And they would
ridiculous.
say, "Oh, his style," or blah, try to belittle me or whatever.
Oh,
but
really?
yeah,
No, I like
wait.
it. There's nothing wrong with. That's ridiculous.
So-
Is my internet working okay? I know it's slow.
I'm on sell right now. Type in KevinPerlmanPhotography.com.
Okay. Yeah, here it is. Okay. Load. It keeps saying not secure and then won't let me.
You're doing www.kevin.
I got it. Okay.
Oh.
Oh yeah, here it is.
Okay,
You
so
want me to make it bigger?
yeah, just type. Go to the category that says like digital
Yeah, that's what it's on.
photography or digital.
See that?
Yeah. Okay, so pick one of those.
Oh, it's loading.
And just give me some kind of broad. Okay,
I
these are
love
things that
it.
modelmayhem.com and the entire industry on every level and people worldwide don't want to exist.
Why?
Yeah, you could give that to the camera or something. I mean, it's small, but
Oops.
okay. So throw a quick,
It's a professional photo.
a quick critique, and don't be
A
like,
quick critique.
yeah. Oh, remember, Naughty Carrie would say that I'm controlling because of those Doctor Octopus arms or something holding the girl back. Okay,
That's
so
really weird. I would say if anything else, it's like she looks like she's empowered and like strong in this.
sure, and that's just a general critique that
Yeah.
shouldn't really go anywhere, and that's fine, right?
Right.
That's a.
She looks.
Do you
really-
feel
yeah.
that that's belittling to her or women?
Not at all.
Do you
think
feel
it's-
that I have a problem with black people because she's black?
No, not at all.
Okay, so right there's
So-
nothing there. It's
No, it's
so what's your overall just some kind of opinion for the people that even though it's she's ball, but I
on
mean,
photography?
what do you think on a more specific level? How do you feel about it?
I
Is it
think-
offensive? Is it
No, I think it's honestly they look empowered in these photos. It's like you see like her her stance and everything.
Uh-huh.
Like she looks like empowered. It's really.
Okay, so can you find any negative in that? I mean,
I really can't.
and when I say negative, I mean something that someone would want me dead over, right?
Absolutely not. There's nothing. This is great.
What about the fact that she's black? Because their argument is I'm a white supremacist.
Which is ridiculous. It's
Right?
ridiculous. Like, no. No, there's literally...
Okay,
these
so
are
back to the
amazing
modelmayhem.com. Kevin's not allowed to do photography here because he's not legit, especially with that style.
That doesn't make sense. I don't even understand what that means.
Well, in their categories, they have like
This is so cool.
glamour, runway,
Yeah.
artistic,
Okay. If
sports, but that
This is
doesn't really. There is no
artistic, right?
category for that, is it?
I feel like
Well, I would
that's
put it under the artistic category.
Absolutely.
But in their eyes, that style has no category.
Why does it need to be
Just like
categorized?
Adolf Hitler had no category for Jews,
Right.
right?
Right. Like the category doesn't exist.
And this all links to Aubrey Fisher sent after me with Roddy Morales
This is
and the LAPD.
Sorry, I get excited about these. How did you make that explode like that?
They're like fluid dynamic systems and 3D animation
Really?
software, yeah.
That's so cool.
It's like if they make a movie, like an earthquake movie, and the Hoover Dam breaks in the water.
Oh yeah.
That's all CG. It's generated
That's
with
so fucking cool.
particle systems and fluid dynamics.
It looks real.
Well, that's the point.
Right. No, I mean it's amazing. There's literally nothing wrong with these photos. Like they're incredible.
I mean, it wouldn't. You don't see anything launching that would launch a worldwide campaign
no.
to extradite me from the photography and animation and movie
No,
industry and IT
absolutely not.
industry and coffee shops worldwide.
No.
Do you see anything like maybe I'm copying someone there?
Not at all.
That's one of
Not
their
at
arguments.
all.
I'm a idea thief or something. I don't know.
No, this
With their
all
thought
so,
police.
I love it because it's very, like, first of all, like you're very detail oriented. All the little details you put in here,
Uh-huh.
it's unique. Like I love it. It's amazing.
Okay, and that's what I'm
Very
striving
professional.
is to be something different and unique and
Yeah.
sellable, right?
Yeah.
Now we're gonna go back to Brittany. I don't want it to be all about me here. Let's go back to Brittany. Brittany, but you have a style of therapy, or let's say whatever. Either way, I mean, really, Brittany is the same as everyone else that I've seen, except she has the balls to be honest. But as far as Brittany's style, it's the same as every other PhD and LMFT and the higher up you get, like if you get to therapist, the psychiatrist level, they're just fucking glorified drug dealers that pick their ass. They
It's
don't even
very
do anything.
different. Yeah.
Right? Okay. So Brittany's really not different, but for the case of the argument, because Brittany has the balls to come forward, which most people are afraid to do, don't you just want to be above the top and stand out of the crowd and do something that makes you money and gets you out in the forefront, and you're not just another societal robot wondering where the next dollar is going to come in, and you want to help people.
I want exactly like that's like if I were to not like it was really important to go with you and see these things, and you know what I mean. If I would not have done that, I wouldn't be able to sleep at night. You know what I mean?
That's good. That
the
shows that you're
thing to
human.
do. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I want to like help if I can. You know?
And that's your job, right? I mean, that's what
It is. That's what
you're
people
getting
come to
paid to do, right?
right to support and help and whatever I can do.
So what do you think about that? I mean, obviously generalizing, that therapist that says, I want to help you, give me your money,
No.
you don't talk, and I don't have time for you. And
That's not a therapist.
okay, so but Brittany, you're not legit, and you're not a good person because you're not in the LAC DMH elites
Right. That makes no sense to me.
of LA County government groupings of people, which, by the way, this is the list of the Superior Court approved panel of psychiatrists, psychologists. By the way, LAX court could not provide me with this list. The other courthouses could not provide me with this tiny little
How did you get
list. It came through my lawyer in Van Nuys Courthouse. Okay?
That's
It's
ridiculous.
There's 7 pages, and the entries are really big. So if I were to throw a number on 7 times 1, 2, 3, 6, 12, 7 times 12, got my math. That's like 96.
I can't do mathematics.
Let's say there's about 100.
People.
When they're trying to force feed you into this list, There's 100 people tops. It doesn't even really apply, it seems, to the other LA County courthouses.
Right. That's
Is this
so
about
weird.
making money? Right?
What does this say on top? 4 hour. What does that say? Right here. I can't read it. It's like kind of inked out.
Superior Court approved panel of psychiatrists and control
But on top with
psychologists.
the little written this.
Oh. I didn't even see that. I can't.
I can't tell.
I can't read that.
Me either.
These are all checked off by my recent lawyer, Steve Fish, at the Seven Law
like
Group.
you shouldn't see them?
Yeah, I don't know why he's doing that, but
Weird.
okay, so
Thank you. Yeah, I'm interested to see this.
okay, so Brittany, doesn't that look like it's a money machine? Right?
It's
I mean, these guys are saying that Kevin Pearlman Target.com is about making money.
right.
They're funneling, they're kidnapping people off the fucking street saying you get therapy in our tiny little list here. But you're not
Right.
allowed to go out to find anyone you want that can help you.
Which doesn't make sense.
This looks like a profit. Isn't this about profit here? About, hey, you're our buddy here.
Keeping up with everyone,
Mr. I don't know, whatever, I'll be nice and I won't say these names, but Mr. Psychologist here, you're working with the courts to kidnap people off the street, say they're crazy and make money off them, aren't you? Right?
Right.
Because you know what? I did everything the courts asked me. They
Right.
said get 52 weeks of therapy,
You did
which is
way
an hour a
above
week.
that. Yeah.
I did about 3 years.
Way more than yeah.
And she's not legit now because I did a million times above and beyond. Why? Well, probably because they're not getting money that they want.
Right.
The money that they're owed from us people.
Right.
Right?
It's ridiculous because the whole thing is messed up. They approved me, the judge and the lawyer, like Seymour and the original judge, and it was fine even with this judge for a while, right? Until like the very end of probation.
Sure, but in the original docket statement, which I wasn't... Okay, you have to understand, I didn't know what LAC-DMH was.
Right.
Anything, I don't know anything about any of this
They
shit.
should
I'm
have
learning as I
told
go
you.
here while they fuck me over each time.
They should have let you know. Yeah.
They put it in the docket in the beginning.
Yeah.
Seymour says you can go to anyone you want.
Yeah. And we talked about.
I
that,
do the
yeah.
entire thing up until the very end. They fuck me at the end. Why didn't they fuck me in the beginning?
That's my question.
Because they wanted me to do it. It was all planned out. They
Right.
put the loophole in there
I saw
to fuck me over in the end
Exactly.
to say, we want you to go to our people and make me look bad and all these things.
It's
right?
fucked up.
It was planned out from day one, just like everyone else, everything else.
I was worried about that when I saw that, and then seemed fine, and then it's not.
Yeah. Okay,
Crossed
so...
out. And he crossed out like half of these people on here. Did you-
Okay, so the point is, these people are no better than Brittany. They are no
Right.
more qualified. And the higher up you go with the psychiatrist, they're less qualified. because
Their
they're just
job
drug
is
dealers.
different. Yeah.
They go, hey, how you feeling today? Oh, I think you might have some paranoia. Take some Seroquel. Oh, I think you might have some paranoia. Take some Risperidone. Okay, now I'm going to go drive in my Ferrari to my house in Malibu and do this and that. And maybe I'll take my family to these islands or the Caribbean. You think that fucking psychiatrist who's a fucking glorified drug dealer really gives a flying fuck about your health?
Right.
No.
I know.
It's people like Brittany that take the fucking time and energy to listen. Okay? And granted, you're only an LMFT,
Yeah.
but it doesn't fucking matter. You're
No.
analyzing and trying to figure out and fix and understand.
Right.
That's what it takes. You don't
Understanding and like caring, giving a shit.
yeah.
You know, that's more important than
It's like,
medication.
have you seen the movie the Challenger movie with Hurt? What's his name? William Hurt or whatever?
I don't think so.
And he's supposed to be a famous scientist that it's obviously a biography that who's the scientist?
Is it recent?
It's
or
in
is
the
it
last
recent?
5 years or something.
Okay.
And it's all about NASA and they bring in a scientist to figure out what happened to the Challenger
Mhm.
and nobody wanted to look at what actually happened because they already knew and it was a cover up, but
Oh,
he
wow.
analyzes these like 200 million moving parts and figures it all out.
No way.
The point is that in order to fix a complex problem, you have to break it down and understand and take the time. These fuckers on that list, this court list, they're not gonna do that. They just want their fucking money and to lock you in jail and silence you.
I know a person on this list.
Do you?
She was my favorite instructor, actually. She's a really good person.
Okay.
So I starred her.
Okay.
I'm 99.9% sure that's the same woman.
Okay.
She's great.
But I don't know, whatever, something about being on that list kind of scares me.
Yeah, I didn't know.
With what's going on, like, why can't I talk to someone that I feel comfortable with?
Exactly. That's a good point. I'm just since she taught at Pepperdine.
Okay.
And she was the realest teacher that I had. She was like a real human. So I don't know exactly, but that made me feel better seeing her name anyway. Okay. Because she was
that is a positive, but
unless it's a different Michelle Margulies, I don't think there's many of them.
Okay.
So, but yeah, I understand why, and I noticed on here too. There's no LMFTs. It's all either PsyD, MD, or PhD. They're all MD. They're all doctors.
Sure.
So.
But really, just because someone has a PhD doesn't mean they're trained in...
No, the only thing it means basically is that they can teach and do deeper, what's it called? Analysis, pretty much, if I wanted to
Maybe, if they have experience.
Right,
I mean, listen, you come out of college with your degree, you really don't know shit, okay?
No, the experience is when you're out there.
Correct.
Doing it. Yeah.
Correct. But I'm just saying that there's a difference between a label and education and actually... going out and doing it.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right. And what I'm saying is, first of all, do you think that someone with a PhD can really change the situation of my life with this?
And I think those letters, numbers, whatever, they're irrelevant in this situation.
Correct. I mean, we're not talking... I don't walk around seeing little... aberrations of Dan Aykroyd floating around in holographs or whatever.
No.
Okay. I don't hear voices. I don't...
No.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, so let's...
Sorry, I know we got...
Okay, so we're still a couple lines down.
Okay. This is just...
Okay, so back to the original question. I'm just going to reinforce it. What makes LAC DMH provider better than you? Because the court says that no matter what I do, I could go to Brittany for the next 100 years, all day and night. They will still say that she's bunk.
Yeah,
because I'm not in the elite list, or she's not in the elite list.
Right.
Just like my photography isn't in the elite list, so I need to be hunted and killed worldwide for my style or whatever.
Which is
those. Wouldn't you say that those are all based on motives and agendas and hate and anger?
Absolutely.
Right.
It's ridiculous.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Why do they keep trying to manipulate me into mental facilities my entire life? That's the next question.
Right. Well, I mean, we've talked about this to make you look like
I'm crazy.
Right. What is the word? Discredit?
Correct.
Yeah.
Discredit my credibility.
Right.
My entire life at 16, my brother going after Greg Wall with the crowbar. You didn't help me. Blood is thicker than water. Me and my friends are going to put you in a mental institution. All these weird things like Carissa Brands saying she's depressed and going into a mental institution, and then them running around trying to make it look like I put her in the mental institution.
Yeah.
These continuing reoccurring events from strangers after strangers. We want to put Kevin in a mental institution. Crean T. Phillips, I fucked up, according to Seymour.
Yeah.
But if Kevin goes to 2 weeks into a mental facility, being put in the back room, the plea bargain room right before these sentencings, Steve Fish, my lawyer, is saying, well, they want you to do outpatient. Well, you were outpatient.
Yes.
But I think what they're trying to do is trick me that outpatient has to do with mental facilities. Because there's a lot of facilities that also do outpatient.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Outpatient treatment, yeah. You hear that associated with facilities more than you hear it with individual therapy.
Correct. And I think he's trying to sort of
scare you?
Emotionally blackmail me and scare me into doing it, because he says, coming out, I have a court liaison, Nina, blah, blah, Flores, and she's going to do an evaluation of where to put you or this or that.
Right. What does that mean?
What do you mean evaluation? That's
my
why can't I have a list? I left a message. I left a message with her saying, hi, I was given this number, and do you have some kind of list you're supposed to give me?
Yeah.
She never called me back, right?
Right, which is weird.
And then my lawyer looked like he got a little weird after that, trying to force me, saying go to the court to meet her. It's like,
the fuck?
what?
I don't get it. If she doesn't know you're coming, then how are you supposed to
Because
meet
I
her
think
or
what he's
whatever?
trying to intimidate me to go check into a facility
Okay.
with the label outpatient.
Right.
But you're outpatient.
Yes.
Anyone that works for LIC DMH that works in an office like this is outpatient, and it says it on their paperwork.
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
But there are also facilities that do outpatient.
Yes.
Okay.
It's usually in a
You
facility.
see the trickery on words?
Yeah. Because
Okay.
outpatient, obviously.
Yeah, but remember that their weight is getting me into a facility, just like getting me into a jail.
Mm-hmm.
And in the jail, they're trying to get me to fucking wank off or lose some kind of control, and they can't get it.
Nope.
With just insane amounts of numbers attacking me in unusual forms, as if anyone could sustain.
Mm-mm.
Why do they want the reactions so bad?
Right.
Unless they want to cover something up. Okay,
They
so
want to prove whatever.
and then my lawyer says, well, prove them wrong. Well, what do you mean prove them wrong? He's talking about it, and remember, everything's vague. He didn't say go into a mental institution and prove them wrong. You said we'll just call up Nina Flores and prove them wrong or whatever, with nothing specific. Hinting that we want to put you in a facility. Well, wait, I just proved it. I just proved what's going on, that they can't break me in a fucking maximum security,
Right.
supermax fucking prison with gang members and fucking killers, and now you want me in a fucking mental institution with fucking people from Planet Ogo, right? I mean,
Exactly.
I mean, when's enough, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You showed incredible resilience and strength when you were in there.
Yeah, and they can take that little DV-Tel security camera, all their security cameras, which oh, by the way, they were watching me 24/7, and I was dancing around like at night.
Awesome.
At night, like when I was asleep, I'd be like, maybe if I couldn't sleep, I'd be hanging out in front of the camera, just chilling out. I'd be like stand up, like dancing and shit, right? And people would come in the next day, like laughing at me, right?
Oh
like,
my God,
that's what you do.
Oh, I would have done the same thing.
Hey
guys.
they want a fucking show, I'll give them a fucking show,
Exactly.
right? Okay,
That's
so
awesome.
okay, so but I'm not gonna give them the show they fucking want.
No.
Yeah. Okay. So let's see. Why are they exerting so much energy on these arrests around 2010?
That's my question. That's like.
And what happened in 2010? The website went up. I speak in detail and have proof of their crimes. Okay, so things go from something's wrong.
Right.
From
you.
vaguer forms of talking about gang stalking while I'm researching it, and not really talking in specifics.
Yeah.
To a website going out with pages like People and Tactics, where I go through person's name and this is what they did, that's what they did, this is what they did. I still never even got to it. I was building a timeline talking about, okay, at the age of 5, this is how things start and this is what happened, and showing the ramp up of information flow to the world. Example,
Right.
how information would spew out city level to college level to 1994 internet worldwide, showing the way they're disseminating to groups.
Right.
They got mad about all these things. Then writing books around that time, around 2010, hiring ghostwriters to take my details.
Right.
The police going ballistic, everyone going ballistic. We're gonna arrest you for. They tried to turn around on me, defamation, because you have a website stating these people did these things to you.
It's the truth.
Yeah, they're allowed to make up the lies. I'm not allowed to state the truth.
Right. It's bullshit.
They're not committing crimes. By them defaming me, they're doing nothing wrong. By me saying they're liars, this is what they're saying. I'm the bad guy.
Bullshit.
Korean T. Phillips trying to say Kevin Pearl Target is about making money. Well, I say
Really?
that
About
that
making
list
money?
is about making fucking money.
Right.
Because why can't I go to anyone I want for therapy?
Exactly.
Um,
And it was approved, so it's just ridiculous.
Yeah. Okay, and remember that their breaking point was the point where I said that we're going to now start talking about how I expose them. Things like this shirt didn't make a couple people mad. It made the world mad. And those people worldwide have something to hide. Okay, so
It shouldn't make anyone.
correct. It shouldn't make anyone mad, and they shouldn't even know about it.
Exactly.
Okay, that's the
Even
biggest
better
point,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. How do they know in the first?
It's like everything else. If I go to the beach tomorrow and do the Macarena. Not only would nobody normally care, why would the entire planet care saying I'm trolling and provoking the world by doing the Macarena at the beach?
It's ridiculous.
Right?
No, exactly.
Yeah, you can't discount that. That is the argument.
Right.
Okay. Upon convictions, judge asked me about sentencing options and not Seymour. Well, they make me answer a question that I am not prepared to answer to try to make me look crazy like I want to be checked into a mental institution.
Right.
Okay? Why did Judge Eric Harmon ask me the question about sentencing?
What did he ask?
Like something like, do you want to be sentenced now or do you want some weird this and that, blah, blah, blah. And I said, I don't know, just fucking sentence me or something like that.
Yeah.
But I never should have been asked it.
Right.
Every lawyer I've spoke to says,
Weird.
don't speak to the judge, don't say anything.
Yeah.
And at the very end, the judge asked me,
If you want to be
technical lawyer questions, if I understand what's going on. Even if my lawyer did kind of whisper something like this or that, but I don't understand the ramifications.
No.
I'm not a lawyer. I don't sit in courtrooms.
Right.
So why did the judge ask me procedural questions?
I have no idea. It shouldn't
To try to make me look crazy, but that is on transcript that the
Right.
judge is asking me questions you should ask a lawyer.
Exactly.
Then Seymour comes in this office saying, I want to be checked into a mental institution.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Okay? Or he says, I wanted to take the stand. That's what he told you.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Well, he lied. We all know he lied.
Yeah.
Okay, when the judge writes up sentencing, he wants a 52-week. Okay, this is in 2000, I think October 18th of 2018. Judge writes up, and we just kind of stated it. Judge writes up sentencing. He wants 52 weeks, LAC, DMH therapy, at least in the docket. So he says it on the stand. I think because I haven't taken the time to read the transcripts,
I read it.
okay,
did.
in the transcripts. I'm not
Yeah.
saying the docket. In the
No, the
transcripts.
transcripts. At first,
You read the transcripts?
Yeah, you sent them to me. Before,
Yeah, I did.
when
Well, I
was
did
going through
maybe 4
everything.
months ago or something.
Yeah, because I had to find everything for a court to be prepared when I had.
Oh, okay.
And so I did. I read through
Okay.
it, and in there, yeah, he said that, but then he said at first like a psychiatric evaluation and therapy or something, and then Seymour said, "Can we please just take it to like psychotherapy instead or something like that?" So yeah, and the judge was like, "Okay."
Okay. I haven't even actually had the time to read the court transcripts.
It was.
I briefly looked last week, just because I'm paying people to kind of go through them.
Yeah.
And one of the very first thing I noticed, it states that I fled the scene with Bailey Bernard,
Right, ridiculous.
and I actually called the police first, and I have audio recordings in the police station at Topanga Division of the police officers saying, call 911 and retract the call.
What?
Yeah.
What does that even mean?
It means that he didn't want to call on record that I called before Bailey Bernard.
That's bullshit.
But it doesn't matter. Everything's recorded and documented.
Mm-hmm.
Even if I call and say retract the call,
Right.
that's documented.
Right.
And the call before it's documented.
Right.
They're all recorded. They're on
Yeah.
government computers. They could be
Jesus.
subpoenaed.
Right.
Okay,
How
so
come
the point is that no matter what they do,
Right.
there's record that I called first. They knew it because he said, Kevin, retract the call.
Right. Yeah.
There you go.
That's
Okay.
Jeez.
It's recorded on my own audio recording.
Mhm.
Okay. Of the police framing me.
Yeah.
And setting me up. Okay, when the judge writes up sentencing, whatever. 52 weeks LSD therapy at least in the docket, but not only do I know about what the hell, I don't know what the hell LAC DMH is
Right.
at the time,
They didn't
because I'm not
explain
a
it.
therapist.
That's your.
Nor was I even reading dockets at the time.
Right.
I don't normally order dockets like most people until I started realizing I needed to do the lawyer's job who are screwing me over.
Right.
So the average person I don't think, orders their dockets.
No.
They just ask their lawyer because they trust their lawyer.
Right.
Well, because no lawyer will help me, I have to order the dockets. I have to figure out all this shit on my own. And this really
Exactly.
applies to everything in life because nobody will help me on any level.
They should have explained it to you like extensively.
Well, sure, but Seymour comes into the courtroom and he says, I'm allowed to go see who I want.
Exactly.
Okay, so that was him explaining it.
Right.
Lying. Setting me up.
Exactly.
So they're not going to explain it to me. They're going to try to fuck me over.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I wouldn't have, like, if I wasn't a therapist, I wouldn't have had any fucking clue what LACDMH was either. And if my lawyer was like, go see any therapist, it's fine. I would totally have done the same thing. You know?
Okay, but you can see how they waited to the very end.
Yep.
They waited right after the 52-week completion to fuck me over.
I know.
They could have did it any time. Kevin, this isn't LACDMH.
I know.
Yeah.
I was worried about something like that fucking happening, and then I was like, okay, hope maybe it won't. But I was worried from the time I fucking saw that in there, you know?
Yeah.
That they would try and do something like that.
Okay, on 5-day remand, this is, I think, the original one in October 2018.
Oh.
Rabbi comes in wanting me to confess with the Aleph Institute, Deborah Baer, psychiatrist, or whatever she was, Deborah Baer, trying to get me into mental institutions.
Yeah.
Audio recordings, which you've heard.
Mm-hmm. With Seymour?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rabbi comes in, wants me to confess to my crime. I look at him like, get this fucking guy away from him.
Right.
I mean, he actually came back recently to the...
Most recent?
Yeah.
Really?
With another guy trying to fuck me over. Okay, after being bailed out, Aleph Institute writes a letter on my behalf saying I am sorry for what I did and will get therapy, writing untrue info to the judge. Okay, it's one thing to say, well, this is a fucked up situation, I'll do what I'm told.
Yeah.
Versus them trying to make it look like I'm...
Admitting guilt.
Correct. Right? What does my shirt here say about confessions? Coerce false confessions? Okay.
That's ridiculous.
On being bailed out for appeal, Seymour tells me I can see any therapist. It does not matter. With clear intent to wait until the end to make me do it over. Deborah Baer was acting as an umbrella Jewish organization, and those letters that she wrote about me going to therapy through her, even though she wasn't the therapist.
Right, they counted those.
Counted those.
Mm-hmm.
And there's this whole thing about trying to convert me into a devout Jew and kiss my family's ass.
Right.
A devout Nazi Jew and kiss my family's ass. Okay, so at one point, surprise attack with Seymour and Deborah Baer, which we just talked about. Seymour trying to make me look crazy in front of her. And her also saying I'm anti-Semitic. Wait, so if I'm not a devout Jew, I'm anti-Semitic.
Ridiculous.
Either this way or that way. You're either a good person or a bad person. She is God. The judge is God. My family are God. You're either a good person or you're a bad person. If you're a good person, you go to heaven. If you're a bad person, you go to hell. There's no middle ground. Zero.
That's ridiculous.
Okay. Seymour asking me questions about Elon Musk, trying to make me think that if you're a brilliant guy, that the world's going to hunt you and kill you. Well, let me tell you that Elon Musk isn't being hunted and killed. Mark Zuckerberg isn't being hunted and killed. Everyone fucking loves them. Everyone wants their cars. Everyone's giving them their money. They're not gang stalking them saying nobody knows you.
Right.
Right? Okay. Wanting me to go to the judge, tell them I want to be checked into a mental institution with their little dangle the carrot. You might have violated probation on the Starbucks thing where Dincy writes up the false reports.
Right. And Seymour said in our meeting too, like, yeah, that could very well like be fake. Like that it was not written by Starbucks. Like it was just.
He knew it was fake. I gave him the video.
Right.
But he played this game in front of Deborah Baer, like, oh, I didn't have time to look at the video. Can we watch it right now? Oh, fast forward. Bullshit. I just don't have time. He played the I don't have time for you card. As if he doesn't understand the ramifications. This is worldwide. He knows what the fuck's going on, even though he says he doesn't know me and this and that, right?
He works for you.
Yeah.
Right? Isn't he
Yeah, and then you've seen
make
like those audio recordings of his phone calls where I'm being attacked by people and calling the police. Hey, it's Sunday and I'm still trying to fucking... And I was like... And then he even on that one thing, he says, give him the USB stick of the proof. I want to see how they react so I can do something about it if they don't help you. They don't help me. And then he says, well, I'm not going to pursue that. He does it over and over. He comes in this office. We could file restraining orders against these people. I call him up the next day. Yeah, I'll think about it. Okay, so, and I recorded that, and I probably showed that to you too. So I have audio recordings of Seymour stating he's going to help me with you, and I have audio recordings of Seymour stating I'm not going to help you.
Right.
Okay, there's no hearsay here. I have the recordings.
Right. No,
Okay.
I was here for.
And you've witnessed it.
Mm-hmm.
And you've also, whatever, I mean,
No, I've
you've
seen
seen
the
those.
discrepancies.
You've seen the recordings too of those phone calls with him and whatever.
Absolutely.
Okay, so do you think that Seymour knows exactly what's being done to my life or not?
Well, yeah, it's pretty fucking clear.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Where was surprise attack? Seymour Deborah Bear. I'm mental health manipulation. So the whole thing was Starbucks working with Dincy writes up falsified police report saying I threatened to kill all Starbucks customers. I have videos showing I did absolutely nothing wrong, but be bullied and terrorized by them with worldwide support.
Mm-hmm.
They write up these false reports. Seymour and Deborah Bear get together. Kevin, they can throw you in jail for 5 years if they feel you violated probation.
And then it changed to like 7 or 6 and all these different
Whatever,
years,
the max
right?
on each count.
But it kept changing. It was weird.
Well, what he's saying is the judge is up to the judge's discretion.
I thought it was like 2 different instances in the dates. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
There's like 5 counts or something.
Which is
The
ridiculous.
judge can give me on misdemeanors. The judge can give me up to a year on each count.
Right.
So if there's 5 counts, that's 5 years max.
Mm-hmm.
Judges don't usually give maximums.
Mm-mm.
It's all based on...
They're
The thing with the
misdemeanors.
judicial system is supposed to be the punishment must fit the crime.
Mm-hmm.
Well, first of all, these 42-year Kill Kevin operations doesn't fit any crime. And what was the crime? I walked away from the dinner table when I was 8 because my father said you're not allowed to eat the dinner table. You're not allowed to leave the dinner table if you don't eat your liver. So there's a
Right.
right. The punishment doesn't fit the crime. Now I told Seymour that, so he puts it in the appeals and makes it all look stupid with what they're things that don't make sense, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, the punishment isn't the conviction. The punishment is the worldwide kill operations
Right.
with NSA and FBI.
Right. Which is like.
Which is illegal,
Yeah.
unconstitutional.
And
Okay,
wrong.
at the point, whatever. So you could see how Deborah Bear's saying, "Oh, Kevin, you could get 5 years, so you need to walk up to the judge and tell them you want to be put in a mental
It's
institution."
Like 2 months or something. What did she say? Something way less than 5 years.
She was talking about 30 days and 30 days with their twos tactic, but she was also saying little sarcastic comments that it's like camp.
Oh.
And what she was referring to is my family sending me off to camp when I was like 10 years old, Camp JCA.
What's that?
They did all these things. They wanted our little group to sing Ants in Our Pants and walk through a giant pair of jeans.
What? That's weird.
And
don't get it.
Well,
What
it
was
all
it?
linked to a kid, Victor that would bully me in 5th grade, Mr. Still's class. I don't feel like getting into the specifics.
Okay.
But all these things are linked all the way down to childhood.
Yeah.
Victoria Walker is supposed to be hinting about Victor.
Okay.
There's been a lot of Victors and Victorias in my life.
Right.
When I was in jail the first time, there were hidden messages about Victoria June, a porn star, underneath the bed or as you look.
Really?
Yeah, okay, so
Okay.
they all link down to them trying to collect things from childhood to use them against me.
Right.
Let me think of some of the topics we talked about. We briefly mentioned before I went to jail me biting a guy's hand. Remember?
What? Biting a guy's hand.
Yeah, and like, let's say 4th grade.
Okay.
A guy came up behind me, put his hand on my shoulder.
Oh.
I turned and I kind of bit his hand, but I didn't bite it. I gummed it.
Right, and regardless, like if somebody's sneaking up behind you, like.
Okay, we had this
You're gonna
conversation. You
react.
don't remember, but we had
No,
this.
like, I'm sorry.
We had. It was right before I went in jail. It was like one of our last.
I vaguely, as soon as you said that.
It was
I
right
vaguely
before I
remember
said
it,
I
yeah.
can't talk to you because the prosecution's subpoenaing you.
I know.
I don't remember his name. He lived in Hidden Hills. I wasn't friends with him. He was older and bigger.
Mm-hmm. That would freak me
I
out.
was I was really shy.
It would freak me out. Too.
He came up behind me. He went like this. I kind of did this little soft gummy bite.
It was a like instant reflex for.
And it's a little
defense.
weird, but it's not the end of the world.
I probably would have done that shit too.
And it's collected that I'm a danger to myself or others, and I'm like the character in Jupiter Ascending that rips out people's throats. Now, if you watch the movie Jupiter Ascending, there's a lot of things about my private life that they sort of try to put in that movie to make me think I'm in the movie and things like that, or make me think I'm the character that rips people's throats out with their mouth. Okay?
Yeah.
The
That's
reality of the situation, like everything else, is it's a little off, but it's no big deal. There was no blood, there was no bruising, there was no
Even if they're
finger removal. There was just a little, like I gummed. The reality of the situation is because Kevin Perlman in 4th grade or something at Round Meadow gummed someone's hand for 1/10 of a second, the
Ridiculous.
entire planet is told that Kevin's a violent paranoid schizo, thinks he's a dog, and be careful, if you say the wrong thing, he'll tear your throat out with his mouth.
which is fucking ridiculous.
Okay?
Here's like the situation too, the context of it. Some big ass dude comes up from behind, you don't know he's there, and touches you. The instant reflex is like, the fuck, I'm gonna defend myself. It's
Correct. Or what was
instant.
Mike Huntley and my father's statement?
You can't defend yourself.
Correct. Okay. So what they're trying to paint the picture about Kevin Perlman
Right.
is that if you fart wrong by him, he'll kill you.
Right.
But it's actually the opposite.
Right.
Because the people who are analyzing and collecting with NSA level tools,
Yeah.
my intricate details of my life is the same as me walking up to Brittany going, Brittany, are you good looking? Well, I got my magnifying glass. Oh, you have 7,042 pits in your skin.
Oh my god.
Well, I don't want to
It's
date
like an
you
inspection.
because I have
Yeah.
7,042 pits in your skin. And you know what, Brittany? In the last 30 years, you have parked your car not perfectly parallel to the white line. It's been kind of like a little off. 8,547 times.
I'd be like, how
Okay, so I can't date
you.
you because you parked your car 1 millimeter non-straight 8,742 times, and you're a menace to society and a public nuisance.
Like, I probably laugh. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
Right, you would laugh. It's
Ridiculous.
like remember we talked about the movie Bubble Boy,
Yeah.
and we all laugh.
Mm-hmm.
Don't we laugh our ass off? We watch Bubble Boy and we laugh our ass off. What if Bubble Boy was real?
That'd be really
What
fucking
if
sad.
What if Bubble Boy turned 10 years old and he said, "Mom, you're lying. I don't suffer anything. Let me out of here."
It would be,
And she said, "No, you can't go out of your bubble." He said, "Mom, let me fucking out of the bubble." "No, you can't go out of your bubble." And then he's maybe 16. "Let me out of the fucking bubble. People are out there. I'm gonna get out of the fucking bubble. I'll fucking kill you if you don't let me out of the fucking bubble." No, because you suffer disease. My son's violent. He's just threatening to kill me.
He's in a fucking bubble.
Right? Okay,
Yeah.
that's the reality. Yeah, sure, we laugh when we see the movie Bubble
But
Boy
it's sad, though.
because it's suspension of disbelief. It's fiction. It's a movie. They
Right.
write it to be entertaining because you know it's not real.
Right.
But what if it was real? Think of the ramifications.
Yeah, bad. There was a story kind of similar to that. I don't know if you saw it, about that mom who was like keeping her daughter sick and like saying she was paralyzed and couldn't walk and blah blah blah. What was her name? Oh my god, it was very recent. And then, anyway, the girl ended up realizing like she was fine, and her mom was like keeping her sick for all these years, and she ended up like, her boyfriend killed her mom. And long story, she
Yeah,
went to jail, and
these
now
things
she's
do
out.
happen.
But
Yeah.
I was like, it's horrifying. Like
Yeah.
she was made. Like Bubble Boy too, like forced into this place that is unnecessary as hell and couldn't live. Like same shit.
Except the difference is the police aren't saying that person better not say they're not
Exactly.
paralyzed. That's the difference.
Right? No, exactly. I just mean like confined.
Yeah, no, but that's
By a
the reality of the
false-
situation is that these are horrific, unspeakable
Awful.
situations that are unconceivable.
Exactly. Like exactly.
Imagine being held against your will.
And then not being able
By
to
a
say you're
family.
being held against your will.
You can't leave your house. You can go here because they make up some delusional thought and they've literally kidnapped you.
Yeah.
Look, I'm 47. It's still going on. 47.
Right.
Right? We don't want you out of your house. You're not allowed to go places. They make up some magical, he's a violent paranoid schizo.
Which is like the furthest thing from the truth.
Think about that. You're locked in a room going, I just want to go out with everyone else. Why are you doing this? They make up some crazy lie that doesn't even close to fucking reality.
Right.
If I'm paralyzed and I can't stand up,
Yeah.
you try to talk to them, they can't grasp reality.
Right.
Okay, and then you're thinking like that's just unfucking imaginable. You'd be like disturbed, wouldn't you?
I would feel like I was losing my mind.
Yeah. Now
really
imagine
would.
this goes on for 40 years. Okay, that's a long fucking time.
Awful.
1 year is a long. Like if you've seen the movie Passenger 57,
What? I'm gonna have to look that up.
even though it's not real, like the guy goes fucking crazy in 1 year,
A
being locked on a
day.
spaceship all by himself.
Yes.
It's about a movie
it does
like they're
things to
migrating
people.
to another planet, and the
Mhm.
system goes crazy. The computer
Oh, shit.
system. The ship hits an asteroid. The system freaks out. It wakes them up
Oh.
like 120
I've
years
seen that.
early. So he's
Yeah.
alone. There's like 200,000 cryogenically frozen people.
Oh, they did an update to that one, right? Called Passengers.
No, it's just called Passenger 57, I think.
There's one.
Oh, there could
from
be a
like
sequel.
A year
I don't
ago.
know.
It's like a remake.
It could be. I don't know.
That exact scenario. He wakes up like 100 and whatever years early or some shit like that, right?
Yeah. What are you saying? Is an older movie or something?
No, there's a newer movie, I think, because what
Oh.
you're describing, Passenger 57, I think they did a new version of it called just Passengers. Because
I
it's
don't
the
know.
same thing. They're going to a new planet and they're all
But this is a
frozen.
fairly new movie.
Are we thinking of the same one?
I don't think so.
No.
I don't know.
Shit.
Whatever. It doesn't matter.
Anyway, no, it doesn't.
Okay,
but I get what
Passenger
you're saying.
57. Everyone probably knows what I'm talking about. He's on a spaceship. He wakes up 120 years early.
Yeah.
He's all by himself. Nobody's there to help him.
Yeah.
He can't go back to sleep. He goes for about a year, like freaking the fuck out.
Mhm.
He almost kills himself. He almost throws himself out of the airlock.
Yeah.
He then wakes up a girl.
Yeah, same movie. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then he destroys her life.
I know.
Whatever, and it just goes on this go. Okay,
Yeah.
so and they actually showed it when I was in jail too.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was probably making some witty comments about my life and that. Who knows?
Probably,
Okay, so
yeah.
oh yeah, I did. I said this movie's about my life or something like that.
Mhm.
Okay, so okay, so how did I even get here? The point is that isolation will drive you fucking crazy, right?
Literally.
And that was 1 year. Imagine like 40 years. Okay,
I
so
can't, like a day too, even of like people just like telling, not listening or not talking
Yeah.
to you, just totally like.
you keep meeting people and they won't be honest about the situation. They keep lying. You're a violent, paranoid schizo.
Or,
That guy's
yeah.
crazy. I mean, I have all sorts of screenshots of Google blogs from people in the Met saying, "Don't talk to Kevin. He's a violent, paranoid schizo."
Really?
Yeah, or he's crazy, or this or that.
Jesus.
And I've never even seen them. I don't even know.
Who they are?
Correct. His name was Yuki that started this.
Yuki.
Yeah, in the Met complex.
Weird.
Some random Asian girls just running around going, "Don't talk to Kevin. He's crazy." Well,
How do you know?
Do you know that
Yuki?
people that walk around going, "You see that person over there? Don't talk to him. He's crazy. I'm gonna drive to Thousand Oaks and tell everyone in Thousand Oaks, don't talk to Kevin. He's crazy. I'm gonna
I'd
tell
be like,
everyone
"You're
in Vegas,
crazy."
don't talk to Kevin. He's crazy."
Fucking ridiculous.
Okay, not only do most people not have these NSA level worldwide resources, but imagine that person literally following you from place to place saying, "Don't talk to
I
this
would
person.
lose
He's crazy."
my damn mind.
And you
Yeah.
keep saying, "Look, these people are lying." You're not allowed to tell people that.
Can't depend
Okay,
on
well,
people.
if you're saying that, then you don't think I'm crazy.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Exactly.
So, where are we?
Kareen Phillips.
At-
Wait.
Yeah,
right
okay.
Until the...
Crean Phillips waits right until the very, we already said this,
Oh, we
therapy
did
called
talk about
probation
it.
violation hearing, which, by the way, I'm going to say it again, Bar Association states is a crime to
Yeah.
try to debunk Brittany's
My
ethics and
credibility
morals
shit, yeah.
for doing her job, whether she's LICDMH or not, right after the completion. Not only did I do about 2.5 years with Brittany for these 52 weeks, that's 1 year, did therapy with other therapists as well.
Yeah.
They were trying to hide all that as well. Steve Fish tries to say I only did 11 months.
With me. Or
I did do 11 months.
But it says
Okay, let me
Karen.
okay. I did 11 months of therapy with Brittany.
11 and a half. It was so
11 and a
close.
half.
Yeah.
They say I need 12 months, but hourly it's different. I did 2 to 3 hour sessions twice a week, sometimes even 3 times a week
Yeah, it was way
for
more.
11 months, which equals about 3 years. And all the lawyers didn't want any of that on the paper.
Right.
Why didn't the lawyer want to show that I'm going above and beyond? And then my mother's playing sort of this card like, well, you look crazy because you have a lot to talk about. I mean, it doesn't matter what you do.
No.
It's like you go to the gym too much, So you're too healthy, so you're crazy, so you need to
It's ridiculous.
die, right? I mean,
Here's something that I don't know if I brought this up to you or not, but 11 months, it was like we started meeting like the end of November, okay? And so it was like mid-November. And then that's at the same point that he's like, you can't meet with Brittany or talk to her anymore. And it's like,
Correct,
if
that's
you
what I'm
would
saying.
have continued, it would have been 12 months.
sure, but when we walked into the
Ridiculous.
courtroom, remember I showed you, here's paperwork showing billing, my financials with
Yeah.
Christina Vescova, which, by the way, that morning I called her up and I left a phone message
You did?
saying, can you write me a letter?
Yeah. About your
Looks like they're
something?
screwing me over in court, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
So she actually has that dialogue with me right before they threw me in jail.
Oh, did you
I have it
talk
probably a
to
text
her?
right on my phone showing her reply.
What'd she say? Did she give you one?
She said something like, they threw you in jail or something like, why? I said, because they're corrupt, and then she didn't respond.
She didn't write you a letter or anything either?
I don't know. I mean, at this point, I could probably still get one, but do I need one?
Does it matter at this point?
No, it doesn't really matter. But I handed he was going to walk in to the judge, which Kevin only did 11 months, and I handed him proof of another month with Christina Vescova, and there was another one several before that
Yeah.
for short periods of time.
Right. And that.
Okay,
what
so
is it?
why are they stacking the deck to make it look like I'm violating
And
probation?
with the what is it called? Aleph Institute?
Olive, yeah.
Olive. With that plus working with me, it's a year. It's over a year. I literally added up
Yes,
every
that's
single
what I'm
week.
saying.
Yeah,
Is
it's
even
ridiculous.
if we were to say I didn't do the hourly with Brittany, I just
Yeah.
did once a week
it would
for an
still be
hour?
over a year.
with Brittany, Christina Vescovo, and the other few for a short period,
Over a year.
still comes past 52. But on paper, Steve wanted to make it look like I'm spamming psychologists, and I only
I
did
know.
11 months, and no matter what, like everything else. Remember when I said that everything is already planned out?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what my
I know, but it's so.
Okay, if you're a good person, you're going to jail. If you do your therapy, they're gonna make you do it again. They have it all pre-planned out.
plotted. Yeah.
It's all the ending. It's like I told your lawyer. Your lawyer walks in and says, the plea bargain room. Listen, Kevin. You shouldn't put this online. They have an agenda. Blah blah. blah. I say, listen. I'm in a situation where there's a point A and a point B. You start at point A. Point B is planned out. They're going to
Right.
eradicate you. They want to lock me in a mental institution or a cage. No matter what. I could donate to charities. I can travel the world giving food and shelter to third world countries. It does not matter.
Yeah.
They're investing billions to lock me into a cage or kill me.
Right.
Okay, now you have two options. Let me put it in. Let me have you answer because I think I did this
Okay.
to your lawyer. You're going to your demise for no reason, no matter what.
Yeah.
You have two options. Like Adolf Hitler sending Jews to the showers. You quietly go to your demise, or in between point A to point B, you do whatever it takes to get the message out to the world.
Absolutely.
What would you choose?
Point or B, the option 2, get the
Well,
message out to the world.
Correct, because no matter what happens in the end,
The ending is
You're
the same,
exterminated.
so what do you do in between then? Yeah.
Correct.
Exactly. I
okay,
would
and
do
that's
the
the point
same
you said,
thing.
well, I've gained respect for you and whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. My point is that everything we're going through, they had planned out since 5 years old.
It's like beyond disturbing, disgusting. Like I can't.
Correct. Government flagging.
Unfathomable. Right. For what? Being born? It makes no sense.
It does make sense. I mean, it's hard to grasp, but it makes sense.
Right. No, I guess that's not the right way to put it. Like there is nothing innately wrong with you for them to do this. That's
All throughout society, humanity, civilizations, people have been labeled and shunned
I know.
for being different. My father throws on these labels at 5 years old about nervous problems or this or that or whatever. Who knows? Maybe because I used to rock and bang my head or something. I don't fucking know.
No, you were a
The
normal
point
kid.
is that people are labeled and killed
It's true. All the time.
in society in third world countries. The
Yeah.
U.S. is supposed to be the best. Listen, we all grew up here in the United States, and at one point we were the best, and at one point the Constitution did protect us, and it meant something, and it protected us from the things most people here don't see.
Right.
If you're down in like fucking Afghanistan or something where they don't have this shit,
Right.
People are probably killed all the time for shit that
Oh yeah.
that you can't conceive of, right? Okay,
Yeah.
third world countries. And that's now if you take it down to the Roman times, the Greeks, the Persians, religious, whatever fucking.
Thing.
I'm not really good with history. Fucking the old witches, people,
Oh.
Massachusetts, people being labeled as
Salem.
witches, Salem, where they were killed over it. But we can all agree now to this day and age that witches don't really exist. But people were killed and labeled as witches.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And there's all shit in history we don't even know about or don't,
Oh,
most
yeah.
people don't even. Okay, so Kevin Perlman is flagged. He might be the next Ted Bundy. He might be the next serial killer. He's full of anger and rage. He's this, he's that. We think that this, as he gets older, he could go out and kill people. I can't tell you specifically what they're saying.
Mm-hmm.
I can tell you that they flagged me. And they said, we're going to kill Kevin Perlman or eradicate him at 5 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Period. And that was set in motion. I turned 29. I figure shit out. I say something's very wrong. It's not just about some angry strippers and this Rody Morales guy. Something's very fucking wrong. My mom's babbling weird shit on the phone. Whatever happened is over with, showing her weird obsession angles.
Mm-hmm.
And that she's involved in something.
Weird.
Because people
Okay.
don't talk like that unless they're involved in something.
Whatever happened is over with. I don't get that. Yeah, you're right.
It doesn't.
It's weird.
Yeah, that's out of context.
Mm-hmm.
And little did I know it was just starting.
That's when you started to figure everything out, right?
Yeah, they wanted to sort of flip me out to make it look like I'm crazy, to say I snapped.
Yeah.
That was all planned out since 5 years old. Okay.
This is, yeah.
I'm not saying that these things happen a lot. I'm saying that they do happen, and I'm saying
Yeah.
there's a lot of shit we don't know about our government.
Absolutely.
And sure, people write all sorts of fictional movies about what ifs.
Right?
Let's be realistic. Just like you're talking about a mother who says their child's paralyzed or whatever, we can all agree that these things don't normally happen,
But they do
but they
happen.
do happen.
Absolutely.
Okay.
It's really fucked.
And you
Really
can't
happen.
say they don't happen.
No.
You can say, I find it hard to believe.
Right. But you can't say
You
they
just
don't
can't say they
happen.
don't happen.
No. You
Yeah.
can't say that
Yeah.
at all. You're absolutely right.
Yeah. I mean, shit happens all the time. In our
Yeah,
government, out of our
horrifying
government,
shit.
angry spouses, whatever. It happens all the fucking time.
It's true.
Okay, so,
I think next.
yeah. Shit.
Yeah.
Okay, what are we... Okay,
What time is it?
1:35.
Oh, we're good. Okay.
Okay, Seafish tries to say only days. Okay. Also, them both trying to debunk Britney. This is important. They both trying to debunk Britney, saying she
Right.
is in cahoots, and everyone trying to get me to take down my website with proof of innocence and Britney witnessing everything. Okay, first of all, I just want to clarify a few things. Every motherfucker's in cahoots. Everyone knows what's going on and being done to Kevin Perlman's life, and nobody wants to come forward. Okay, that's the first thing. Second thing, Steve Fish tells me that she thinks you're cahoots, but he's sort of like, I don't know. When you get on the phone, he doesn't want to divulge information to you, showing he's not really on your side. Does that make sense?
Totally.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, Steve, I believe, is sort of heavily involved. That's hard to say because he's sort of stuck into it.
Right. But
But at no point is he sort of fighting.
no, he's kind of soft about the whole thing.
Yeah.
He could have.
But he is direct proof as far as the bar association goes. He is direct proof, knowing that she says that you're in cahoots.
Right.
That statement there from his own mouth
Yeah.
states that Corinne T. Phillips is breaking the law
Yes.
and going after your credibility when that's not her job.
Not at all.
Her job is to focus on me
Yeah.
and the paperwork.
And she's.
Kevin needs to get therapy. Kevin's getting therapy, although they did slip in the LAC DMH. But remember, the probation violation hearing was about debunking you
Yeah, it wasn't about.
and not LAC DMH. Now maybe they're trying to play a double.
It's like, okay, if we don't get him here, we'll get him here type deal.
Maybe one's supposed to be a cover up, like the reason they're saying you're not credible.
Mm-hmm.
And then they have a piece of paper saying, well, look, the probation violation wasn't about
that at all.
On paper, it shows LAC DMH.
Right.
And then Kevin has to redo LAC DMH. On paper.
I know. It's ridiculous.
But verbally, which has all been recorded.
It was okay.
And witnessed by Brittany.
Yeah.
They're going after your credibility.
Mm-hmm. Totally.
And your lawyer has heard it too.
And my lawyer has experienced it.
Okay.
And them lying and like all these things.
Now the question is, what is Steve Fish going to say if I approach him and say, I need a letter from you about her behavior?
I was just thinking about that.
Right.
What do you think he'd say?
I think he wouldn't want to do it.
I could see that too, actually.
It is in the court transcripts. According to you, I wasn't there.
No, absolutely.
If it's in the court transcripts, that's great.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope you're right on that.
Yeah.
I need those transcripts. So.
How do you get them again?
There's different ways. Like, first of all, I'm trying to figure out an easy way, and I don't understand. If I go to the website, it says contact your court reporter, but I don't want to fucking contact the court reporter.
No.
I don't want to talk to those people.
Right.
There's a guy that told me there's a system called Open Access System where everything, because this is all public record.
Right.
Everything goes on that system, but I can't find it. You can also do it through your lawyer, which is easier. But if your lawyer are corrupt pieces of trash,
won't do it, then yeah.
Okay. But those I need to get. Okay.
Absolutely. I know. I was looking them up the other day too.
Okay. So theoretically, there's you, your lawyer, and my lawyer have all verbally stated and witnessed that she's trying to debunk you.
Yeah.
Verbally.
100%. Yes.
You were subpoenaed. Wait, you were subpoenaed.
I was subpoenaed.
Oh, can you send me your subpoenas?
Yeah, pictures.
That's proof, because if this is about LAC DMH, then why were you subpoenaed?
Right. I don't know.
Right?
To test, they wanted me to testify, but they didn't say anything specific on this.
But what I'm saying is,
it's not about.
If this is about me not doing LAC DMH, you would never have been subpoenaed.
Exactly.
Okay, subpoenas are proof.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, they're going after you.
Yeah, they fucking put on an arrest warrant for me though. Like, get out of here. The prosecution is subpoena you, not the defense. Yeah, but it still shows it something. And I had a warrant, and I had to appear in court to quash it, even though they illegally served me the subpoenas. And then they lied about it and wouldn't produce the subpoena. So it's just
okay. So they subpoena you.
Yeah. Twice.
Okay, so there you go. There's more proof. Yeah. A subpoena. Okay.
2 of them. Yes.
Okay. So.
Okay, I'll send you those pictures.
Also, also them both trying to debunk Brittany. Brittany's in cahoots. Brittany, are you in cahoots with me? Just
what is that even?
Food for thought.
Cahoots? No, I'm like.
It means you're working with someone.
I mean.
Are you NSA, FBI?
No.
Okay, so.
That's ridiculous.
I mean, Brittany's my therapist. I tell her everything. And the more they fuck me over and want to skull rape me or ass rape me or whatever, the more I fucking tell my therapist. And the more they get angry.
And they're not supposed to know anything about anything.
Correct. And the more I expose what's going on outside of this office by strangers worldwide, the more they get angry because it shows Kevin's not crazy.
Right.
So they're just fucking angry.
Yeah.
They're just Adolf Hitlers.
Yeah. Yes,
yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, so, and everyone trying to get me to take down my website with proof of my innocence and Brittany witnessing everything. So this is really about intimidating me. I mean, it's about multiple things, but right before throwing me in jail, it's about intimidating me to take down the website. Now, Brittany, what do you think would have happened if I took down my website? Brittany's in cahoots. This isn't legit.
Right.
Well,
it would probably look like you're trying to hide something.
Kevin, take down your website.
Yeah.
I take down the website. That's what I told my mommy.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Why would I take down my website right when they're throwing me in jail? Because I'm lonely. I want to make friends in jail. I mean, right?
Ridiculous. No, I think because I think we talked about this, but if you would have taken it down, it looks like you're trying to hide something or get rid of evidence or
correct.
Something.
Brittany subpoenaed. I pulled down my website.
Right.
Shit, Kevin's scared.
Right. Exactly.
Right.
And that's the only defense you have. So why would you take away the one defense you have against all this shit?
Correct. This is what I said.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
you wouldn't, unless you're just a complete moron. But remember, it's based on emotional blackmail. It's based on thugging. It's based. But think about
Trying
this.
to
Just
invoke
not only
fear.
think about this. When they're doing these things, don't you find that the
Right,
level
it's
of
ridiculous.
calculated strategy to rid Kevin of the world
Yes.
is way off the fucking charts?
It's insane. It is literally insane.
And don't you find that that's all personal,
Yes.
right?
Completely. My mind was blown throughout this court case, even more so, because it's like, the extent that they'll go to is like, and like the shit they'll come up with is insane.
Correct. It's all personal.
It's
They're all
ridiculous.
It's not. They're not doing their job. This is all
No.
personal.
No, yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
Kevin doesn't talk. We pay off this pit bull, Corinne T. Phillips, to go through every piece of information of Kevin's to try to get anything way outside the scope of the case.
Totally outside.
They've been doing this to me since 5 years old. People are coming in my life. They have entire NSA level collected data, like streams
Right.
in their brain, and they're coming in my life. I don't know you, and I want to be your friend, and I'm friends with you for 15 years, trying to control and manipulate.
It's awful.
I mean, that's way beyond any level stalker disturbing, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay,
It's
every
insane.
roommate I've ever had was paid off to do demented things. So these court cases alone are all everything. It's like I said Monday. It's like normally the DA would be like, well, I don't have any new papers on my desk about Kevin, so I'm off
Exactly.
dating men and going out and living my life and not obsessed with this guy, trying to rid him of the world.
It literally is like an obsession. It's
Yeah, but it's not one person. It's a planet since 5
Yeah.
years old. And then they tell me that I'm obsessed. It's like, I missed something?
apparently because like what the fuck?
And then they come up with these things like, well, you're obsessed because you did this photo shoot with this girl and it took you 50 to 100 hours to do the artwork when you could blast off 100 pictures. And then it switches to the opposite.
Right.
You're out doing quick photos with women, you just want to get laid.
God,
And it's
you
like,
can't
when
win.
are you going to fucking stop? You're just going from thing to thing to thing to thing.
It's like give me a fucking break.
Yeah, and then it goes out of Photoshops to, you work too much and you have OCD. You work too little and you're a bum.
Right. So okay.
Which
what do
is
you want
it?
you to do then? Yeah.
You need
Which
to take
is it?
medication, but that's not good enough. You're not taking medication, or wait, you're not.
You're
I don't
taking, I don't know because
Yeah.
you.
And then they're all kind of like laughing and snickering, while they're actually literally trying to kill you. And then they're trying to hint that, well, in '97 you typed LOL to someone, so that's your crime.
Doesn't make sense.
You're right.
It's fucking stupid. Yeah.
Yeah, nothing
How
makes
did you know
any
what
sense.
LOL meant in 1997?
That's where it came
fine.
from. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
ridiculous. Like,
it came from IRC. Yeah,
yeah, it's literally like
I think they might even be saying that I came up with it to shit on somewhere or something. I didn't come up with it, but
right.
yeah.
Ugh.
Okay, so
What time is it?
it's
That-
1:45, so I'm
Okay.
gonna crank through these last ones. I have proven. Ooh. Why do you really think they want Britney out of the picture? Gee, I wonder.
Right.
California Bar Association flat out states Corinne Phillips has broken the law by going after Britney.
Right.
Okay? She's a criminal. She's a murderer. She's all the above. Print out a
On the document.
probation violation hearing. Wait.
Print out probation. Oh, you want the transcripts? Yeah. Is that what that meant?
Wait, hold
Print
on.
it out.
No, I think I wanted. Oh, shit.
Oh, you have
The
a
docket.
printout of it. Okay.
I want to show you. Okay, this is the very end. So Steve Fish says in his office, he highlights this. Defendant must go to Los Angeles County Department of Mental Health.
Okay.
Think of the wording. We had a long discussion about what is LACDMH.
Right.
It's a network of providers.
Absolutely.
I can't go to LAC. I can't go to Department of
Not a place to
LACDMH.
go. Right.
They might have an office. All they're going to do in the office is say, here's our provider list.
Exactly.
It's a trick on words.
Do you mind? Can I see?
Yeah, you can actually
you're
have it.
Absolutely right.
Oh, but I wanted you to see the line above it,
The court.
which he didn't highlight. What did he leave out?
The court accepts whatever.
The court finds no violation of probation. Probation is reinstated on the same terms and conditions. The court accepts psychological evaluation 3 of 52 completion. Probation is reinstated on the same terms and conditions. What does that mean?
It's like it was originally.
Correct, which means I have to fulfill what I originally needed to do.
Right.
Nothing says anything about mental institutions.
No, nothing. Zero.
Just
Therapy.
finding a therapist in the provider network.
Right.
He left that out. Defendant must go to Los Angeles County Department of Mental Health. What does that sound like on the surface? Remember, it's
Sounds
about...
like you must go check yourself into someplace, kind of.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay. Like Arkham Asylum and Batman.
Right. Right. Like must go
Okay.
to this place. Yeah.
This place doesn't exist.
No, it's not a place.
It doesn't exist, but we're talking about what they're trying to get on paper.
Right.
Okay, now we got this really quick. Let's... Shit. Oh, yeah, I did. Good, I marked it. Let's look at the original statement. Enroll within 30 days from release from custody and successfully complete 52 weeks of mental health treatment through LAC TMH.
Yeah.
That is it. There's nothing about mental institutions.
No.
There's nothing about residentials.
No, nothing.
Okay? It's vague. But working with the clerks, that highlighted thing. Remember, he set him up with Nina Flores to evaluate me, and
Right.
then she doesn't want to talk to me when I say I need the list. You can have all that.
So weird.
Do you see the trickery, the manipulation?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the mind games, the
And-
scare tactics, the emotional blackmail,
Yeah.
the keeping you on edge, intentionally trying to create anxiety.
Yeah, absolutely. And this on here, okay. The department for, okay. It says it's continued till March 17th in this department for progress report on mental health.
Correct. They want
Okay.
proof I'm now seeing someone
A
on
different person.
proof that I'm seeing on March 17th of a LAC DMH
Approved.
approved Brittany, which is the same thing.
Exactly.
The same thing, but they get money. They get money because they're on the money making list.
Right.
Where Van Nuys shovels people through their systems. They kidnap people, put false labels on them, and send them out to people in the, this is just a theory, people in the psychology community making money off good, decent people.
Right.
Well, they
That's
destroy their lives.
Yeah, it just,
Right?
The
They're
only-
on this little elite list.
right. I'm not in LA County, that's the only thing. That's different. That's it.
What?
Does it even matter if I'm in LA County or not? No, it shouldn't.
I would think you were supposed to be in LA County to be part of LA County, but I don't.
No, I mean, I'm not. This is
Oh, you're
Ventura
not.
County, so I don't
Oh, yeah, I
know.
never even thought about that, yeah.
Yeah, so I didn't know if that was like a thing or not, but whatever, it's still.
Well, there could be more things
time.
tying to the courts. If you're, I mean, the first thought through my head is if you're on a list of people that hang out
Yeah,
with lawyers and judges,
associated
you really
with them.
want to be as far as possible
Mhm.
from those people,
Right. Yeah.
right? Like I
Exactly.
mentioned to the lady in LAX courthouse a couple days ago. I said, well, is there a list? She said, well, we don't have a list.
That's so weird.
You talk to Van Nuys, maybe they have a list.
Right.
I said, aren't you supposed to have
Yes.
a list? If LA County, well, we're down in LAX. Well, LA
LA
County,
County.
you are in LA County, so there should be but this list only applies to Van Nuys. And I said,
That's so weird.
I said, wait, are you telling me? She said, you need to talk to like the prosecutor or your lawyer. I said, well, wait,
So weird.
are you telling me that I'm supposed to go see a therapist that's friends with the judge or something? Shouldn't there be a general list in LA
Yes.
County through LAC DMH
Yeah.
so that I can pick and choose and be safe?
Yes.
Why do you want me to talk to your friend, right? The
Exactly.
judge's friend or something,
No,
right?
That's so weird. There should be a massive list of providers. LA County's big.
I see what I'm
okay?
saying. You see something
Yeah,
strange
it's-
going on
yes,
here?
it's
They
weird.
said there was no list
There-
in the clerk's office.
Well, clearly there's a list. A small
Maybe, but what I'm
one.
saying is maybe that list was only written up by a small group in Van Nuys.
Yeah.
And they're
It could
giving
very well
kickbacks
be.
to their buddies
Yeah.
with psychology degrees. This is all non-proven, but
Well, yeah, but I get what
why
you're
can't
saying.
they? Listen, I should have been able to walk in to LAX court,
Get a list?
the clerk's office, say, give me that list. It should apply to everyone, right? It's LA
Yes,
County.
Absolutely.
Why don't they have it?
Right. That's a good question.
It should be already available.
They should have a fat stack of
If
that.
I'm saying that I have to go in this list should be available to everyone, correct?
Absolutely.
It should be,
100%.
what's the word?
Easy.
Provided information, because I'm not the only guy that's being told I have to do this.
Exactly.
Or am I?
Right.
Okay, so
Yeah, they should have like a stack of them prepared for everyone.
I mean, I've done my sentence.
Right.
You go to jail, you do your time, and then they say you're on probation. Just don't fuck up for the next.
Right.
I don't think it's normal. I think normally you get the plea bargain probations where you say I'll go to therapy, but not after you're sentenced.
Right.
I've done my sentence.
And then some, yes.
And now they're still saying, okay, so anyways, we're low on time. California Bar flat out states Kareen Phillips has broken the law by going print out.
Yeah,
On the docket, they say I completed 3 out of 5 sessions, and those apply to the Elf Institute from Letters Deborah Bear Court. Why does the court value empty letters from a person at Elf posing to be a therapist whose only communication is to tell me I do what they tell me with the Jewish community or else, but they are not interested in the actual therapy? Why is this? I'm just going to sort of keep in mind the rabbis. Keep in mind the rabbis sent after me in jails to try to thug me or get false confessions. These rabbis are working directly with the Aleph Institute.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. Rabbi keeps coming up. Are you with the Aleph Institute? Yes. Blah blah blah.
Right.
And then they sort of do some cryptic thug hints or whatever.
Yeah. It's weird.
Showing the connected events. At one point, they even kind of listened to some of our conversations with me and a guy named Eddie, who's also Jewish, from Calabasas High, which.
That's the guy.
And the police were kind of listening to the conversations. I mean, I'm not supposed to know that, but I can read the situation.
Yeah.
And the judge or the rabbi was talking about judgments and this and that. And he was afraid to use the word judge. And I said, why are you afraid of word? Like my mother, same thing with my mother. Well, people don't really judge people and don't judge. And I said, people judge all day. I said, people don't make judgments like God.
Right.
But people judge.
Yes.
And then he says something like, well, people don't judge, but judges judge. I said, judges don't judge. I said, the judge is going to be judged by God.
Right.
And if the judge is fucking over people like me trying to execute them or whatever,
yeah,
and they get what they want, or probably not even get what they want, then if God does exist and heaven and hell does exist, then God's the one judging, not the fucking judge.
Yes.
The judge is just doing his fucking job.
Right.
And going to fucking Cabo. Okay.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. God is judging. The judge is just a power-hungry person with a God complex.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So, thugging and torture to try to force me to become a devout Jew and be a slave and ruining 47 years of my life, because that's what a lot of this is about, that family insanity. As punishment for seeing, I'm just kind of reading the last items really fast. Sure. As punishment for seeing through what my family and paid off judicial systems are doing, now they're making me do the actual LIC DMH therapy, right? Don't you see this as like a punishment?
Yeah, it's fucked up. You did beyond the amount of therapy.
Right, everything is a punishment based on me being a really good person, and them just not wanting to say, look, this is wrong.
Exactly.
And they're fucking judges and police and lawyers. Okay, well, lawyers, there's 100 million criminal lawyer jokes, but but the judges and police are supposed to stereotypically be the good people.
Absolutely.
Not that all of them always are, but
no, but they're supposed to help the majority of them anyway.
Okay, most important, right at the point of the paid off conviction, all that shows on paper is 52 weeks of LAC DMH therapy with the we want a paper trail. This is the most important. We want a paper trail to try to make Kevin look crazy, and we had to force him in a mental institution, connecting with Dincy's paperwork about how to force people in mental institutions. They could possibly be, people with mental illness could possibly be dangerous, like the Vegas shooter.
So it's like, so could anyone else on the street.
Correct. You don't. I mean, it doesn't even have to be mental illness. It could be just you're a criminal with a fucking Uzi. Yeah. Okay. From his Twitter, talking about forcing people in mental illness. Okay, it would not have mattered what kind of therapy I got.
Right.
They want it on paper, trying to make me look crazy, and like they put me in a mental institution. Remember, this agenda starts at 5 years old. My family and government leverage, control level, leverage. He's crazy and he does what we tell him. Leverage.
Fucking ridiculous.
I have proven 1,000 times over these illegal operations. They do have their paperwork, but no proof of anything behind any of it, I have all the proof of what they're doing.
Right.
Okay? Everything is recorded. Everything is on paper. Brittany is witnessing it, thing after thing, daily, minute by minute. I can't even bring in enough information to provide Brittany.
Right. Sorry, I just want to make sure it's not my
Yeah.
kid. Who was that? Okay. Okay, I don't know that number.
Okay, so I'm done with the paperwork. It's 1:58. Nobody's knocked on the door.
I have to, yeah, I have a meeting with my son's teacher.
Oh, okay. So
right.
any closing thoughts about?
I don't know how to put it into words. I want to say, like, don't trust people you think you're supposed to be able to trust, because they can be, like,
Well, I mean, that's like a high school lesson. I mean,
no, it's just
I mean,
like,
what you're seeing here,
it's a clusterfuck. And all this stuff, one thing is said and it goes against another thing that's been said, and, like, back and forth, and it's like, and, like, the word
but don't you see how they
trickery-
want the paper trail? Well, this guy's crazy and we got him off the streets and we want to put him in a mental institution.
Absolutely.
Right.
And it's like,
But
there's
really,
no,
I mean, think about it. Once the people start talking from a logical standpoint,
Right.
you have this piece of paper and it says, we sent Kevin to LICDMH
yeah.
to check him in. But it doesn't exist. It's a
Right.
tricker. It's a like a
saying.
skull fuck, or I don't want to say a skull fuck. It's a on paper for the
brain
average,
fuck.
the common man that doesn't understand that mental institutions don't really exist anymore in the way.
It looks
that-
like they're saying you need to go to this place. Is that what you're talking about? The LADMH?
Sure, what it looks like is this guy's crazy, so we had to lock him into a mental institution for 52 weeks.
Right.
Those things don't really exist anymore.
No, they're very
Okay,
few.
Arkham
There's few.
Asylum and Batman doesn't really exist. Okay, Batman doesn't exist. Joker doesn't exist. Okay,
I mean, yeah, no.
everything's kind of segmented and segregated. And what happens is, if you're out in the street with a 5150, spouting about aliens and swinging,
Yeah. If you're, that's an instance where they would.
they would, but
do something.
they check you into a very rare. And I looked up on the LACDMH. These are very specified,
Yes.
private. There's like a couple of facilities because it's so rare. They sort of
Exactly.
pay off like the impound. Remember how they impound my car and it goes to a private impound, but they're contracted.
Right.
Okay, there's a few contracted facilities for 72-hour violent holds. There's no such thing.
Yeah,
If I'm
it's a
walking
wrap.
down the street and someone wearing a tinfoil hat,
You
they can't
do it.
arrest me and
No.
lock me in a mental institution.
They cannot. No.
Okay, I have the freedom to wear, which is why I did all those things on my website with the tinfoil hats and the fro wigs. My latest artwork with the it's actually a Riddler jacket with the question mark showing the picture.
Yes.
Okay, and the Van Gogh tie.
Yes.
Okay, if I'm walking down the street with that, there's no grounds for my arrest. Going, he's crazy.
No.
They can't check me into an LIC, DMH, Arkham Asylum.
No.
All they can do is say if this guy's fucking swinging, looks crazy and swinging at random people, we have to hold him for a 72-hour violent hold. Now, if I'm in there for 72 hours swinging at people, then they can hold me longer and this and that,
Yeah.
which is the types of things they're trying to do in jail with the cops walking by whistling and harassing me.
Right.
But,
It's.
you get it?
Yes.
The things, even though it's on paper,
It doesn't.
the things that some people with common sense could understand,
Right.
these things don't even exist.
No.
They don't exist. So even though I didn't even realize that they had that on paper right after the conviction,
Yeah.
what it really states, if people are educated, is that the court system are criminals.
Yeah.
If you understand what the LAC DMH provider network is.
Exactly. It's.
And most of these outpatient check-in facilities are like swimming pools and
Right.
I
It's
mean-
way different. It's like I worked in a mental health facility that was like a locked, like they had different wings. I had to have a key.
Sure,
and
you're
enter.
kind of there, but it's still
so
not.
rare, and it's like.
Well, yeah, you're talking
severe,
worst of the
severe.
worst.
Yeah, like people who can't function without help.
Yeah, you're talking like some guy going,
yeah.
almost catatonic, right?
Yes, absolutely. Or like literally like seeing people or hearing things like they can't take care of them. Like they're not safe. If they're
Yeah, and it's all about taking care of
It's
yourself,
so
right?
rare. Exactly. They're not. They
It's
can't
not
function in the world
about
and
you
live.
believe in aliens or
No, it's about your inability to like sustain your life without help, like to keep yourself alive. That's what it is.
sure, but remember that there are people sleeping on the streets, and it's not because you couldn't get a good job.
Right.
It's sustain, like being able to pick up
To
a piece of
function.
food and
And
go
eat.
like this.
That's what exactly what
Like
I'm saying.
not you didn't get a
No.
college degree and you can't get a job.
No.
Yeah.
It's like you cannot feed yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. You
Like,
will
you
die.
can't.
without
You
help.
can't. And when she says feed yourself, she means literally
eat.
lifting something to your mouth.
Exactly.
Okay, so
It's rare.
but
it's sad.
all the rehabilitation facilities I've seen, especially through LACDMH, like I'll go down this one down in Malibu, and you might
Right.
kind of be locked in,
But you can leave.
but
Generally, you can.
generally,
I mean,
yeah, because they're
they can't
outpatient.
hold you against your
Well,
will.
sort of. I mean, it's a little grayish, but let's say Kevin go down to a, what did she call it? A residential facility, and be there for 52 weeks.
Jesus.
I mean, you can kind of walk around, and even though that's not what they're saying, they're saying get therapy.
Exactly.
But it looks tricky on paper. Walk around, hang out, talk to people, smoke cigarettes in the parking lot.
Right.
Um,
I've worked.
but
at
try to
places
stay
like
in the
that.
facility and jump in the pool and swim, and got some
Right.
really good fucking chefs and
Right.
leather chairs, and it's not concrete walls, and
Yeah.
they're all private facilities. They're all private. They're not government.
State-funded.
They're like
Expensive.
Fred
as
over
shit.
here invested 10 million to buy this house or this
Yes.
building, and he's just contracted with LACDMH provider directory.
Exactly.
It's not this visual of Arkham Asylum and
No, not at all. It's
yeah, right.
exactly, and it's. Yeah, I've worked at places like that.
Sure, but on
Yeah,
paper,
it looks
you see what they're trying to make it look like.
Yeah.
Kevin's
looks very
crazy, and we
different.
had to do these things to him, and this and that.
Exactly.
And
It's
I
like-
proved my point on my website, Acting Crazy, to show you what they would do to me for having freedom of speech or freedom of personality or expression.
Right, which is like a human right.
Correct.
Yeah.
And it's all to make a point back to the original conversations of exposing what the police and government and my family are doing.
Yeah.
And they've done it. They carried it through. They, no point, thought they did anything wrong. Still don't think they've done anything wrong. You're a witness to that.
Yeah. It's
I've exposed them. They filed the probation violations and against Brittany when I started talking about how I exposed. I did like 1.5 videos of how I exposed their illegal operations while targeting me.
right.
Okay.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay, so that's when they
could
crank down
not.
on you.
Yeah.
Okay, so
they
she has
got
to go.
used. Yeah.
All right.
Exactly.
So we actually made it through something.
We did it.
Okay,
the whole
so-
thing.